Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clockwork Cantina, episode 123. I'm one of your hosts, Josh902, and this is the other host of the show.
I'm DT3. What's going on, everybody? What's up?
What's up? What's going on, guys? Sorry there was no show last week. We had planned to do a retro rewatch. We even watched the movie, and then the next day I ended up with just a terrible headache and couldn't even get out of bed hardly. So we didn't have a show, but we did watch the movie. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, today's episode's gonna be about Obi-Wan Kenobi in the second half. We got news and stuff in the first half. We've watched the show. We'll give our thoughts on the show. All that goodness we do. Did we like it? How do we think we could do better? All that stuff that we always talk about. In the second half of the show today. Which reminds me, I need to fix something in a minute. Usually how we start these things off is we talk about what we've been up to. So we've been up to quite a bit because we missed last week, right? So we have quite a bit to talk about. Yeah. So DT, you want to start us off with that, bud?
All right. So in the past 2 weeks, we have, well, I have at least completed the Fortnite Battle Pass. It goes up to level 90. And then, you start unlocking everything when you start and whatnot. So I'm officially done with it. I've unlocked Vader. He's now a character that I can use in game. And he's pretty badass. He's got all the stuff that comes with him, like the loading screen and the pickaxe and everything. It's pretty cool, man. I like it. I like it a lot. It looks good. Now I'm gonna be focusing on the bonus rewards, which is the other stuff that you can continue to get as you continue to level up. That's gonna be the focus now for me on that. But yeah, more Fortnite. I've been playing more Greedfall. I feel like I'm maybe getting close to the end of the game, but we're not there yet. Videos continue to go up on YouTube. So if you want to check out the playthrough, it's going up there. And then I watched Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. Because as some of you may recall, 2 weeks ago, I believe, we watched the first Evil Dead because it had been a while, and the whole reason why we started on this journey is because we had been playing the Evil Dead game.
Mm-hmm.
So we went through the movies. We even started the show. We watched the first episodes of the show as well. Got to continue watching some more of it though, because I was really having fun with it. It was really fun. And then I've been keeping up with we've been watching The Boys season 3. Oh my goodness, man. This show, wild. Absolutely wild. I can't wait till we can talk about it here on the podcast, because I'm sure we will. It's gonna be going. I've been enjoying the season so far, man. Season 3 has been great.
Mm-hmm.
Been keeping up with Miss Marvel as well. Watching the past 2 episodes, 2 and 3. That's also been fun. Strange New Worlds, that's been really cool, man. Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. It's been interesting. The certain types of episodes that they've had, but I've been having fun with it, man. It's been
Honestly,
the most recent episode was really, really fun, man.
once we're done with it, I'd actually wouldn't mind talking about it on the show because we aren't really Trek fans. But I mean, I'm a Trek fan, but not like a super fanboy. But it'd be cool to talk about it.
It would be interesting to get, like, I suppose our thoughts out there on something that, like, we're not really that in. Like, you're definitely more into Star Trek than I am, because you've seen more. I've only seen, for those of you out there wondering, I've only seen the newer movies. And by that I mean like the J.J. Abrams, like the Star Trek 09 and In the Darkness and Beyond, those. And then I watched like the first 2 seasons of Discovery. And then now I'm watching Strange New Worlds, and that's about all I've seen for Star Trek. I haven't. I didn't grow up with it or anything like that, so I didn't watch any of that stuff. But yeah, we maybe talk about that. We'll have to see what we can do here coming up. But anyway, watch that. Did some had some grilling stuff for Father's Day. You know, for that. That was a lot of fun. You know, eating some burgers and some broths, and oh man, it was amazing, dude. I
All that summertime food, it's the best,
love
man.
love love grilling, man. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, played some more Fall Guys now that the game is like free to play and everybody is like, you know, everybody can play it, and they changed the game up a lot though. It's like so different than what I'm used to now. Now that it's like so changed up with, you know, they since for those of us who already had the game, they gave us like a legacy pack type deal where they gave us like a bunch of skins and like the battle pass for free because now you have to like pay for it or whatever and all that because the game is free to play now. So those are a few things. So I played it for a little bit. I don't see myself playing Fall Guys as much as I used to anymore, but I'll still probably play it, you know, from time to time here and there. So yeah. Did try that out though, just to see how different it was, and it is quite different. It is quite different than it used to be.
Huh. Yeah, I haven't tried it since they went free to play.
Uh, yeah, and then I rewatched Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness since it came out on Disney Plus. I enjoyed it just as much, if not even more, the second time around than I did the first time. Watching it in theaters. And then I played a little bit of prop night. I had like a co-stream with some friends, and that was good. I always enjoy doing those. And then we watched the, you know, the retro rewind we were supposed to watch was going to be Where Eagles Dare. So we watched that. We did end up watching it, and I liked it. It was good. It was honestly, the movie was longer than I thought it was going to be too,
It's
though.
a little. I think it's a little too long, even though I
Yeah,
like the movie a lot.
it is a bit long. I was like, whoa, this movie's still going, dude.
There's
But
definitely
yeah,
places where you can trim it, but they don't for some reason.
yeah. But we watched it. I liked it. It was cool. I like you know, obviously you got Clint Eastwood in there, and it's just neat to watch older, you know, movies like that that kind of inspire other stuff. Like I know this movie was kind of, I know they specifically named it as like one of the inspirations for Rogue One, so I had never seen it, so it was interesting to watch it even in that regard. So I you know, it was fun checking it out. And then last but not least, I went deep sea fishing on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. And that was like from 3 a.m. to like noon, and it was cool. But man, I was tired by the time I got back.
No, I'd be dying
Uh,
out
yeah,
there in the
it was
sun, getting up
yeah,
early.
out in the sun. Yeah, it was good though. You know, it was one of those things
Hmm.
that's like cool to experience. You know, but yeah, it was fun, man. Caught some fish, dude. It was nice. Dude, I forgot how much of an arm workout that shit is, man. Because you got to be reeling shit in, and like, man, it was yeah, dude.
I
I was like,
haven't
damn,
been.
okay.
I've never been deep sea fishing. And I haven't been fishing in a while.
Yeah, it's crazy because you're like on the boat and you see nothing but ocean, like for miles, dude. You're just
I
out there
feel
in the
like I would
ocean,
freak
bro.
out. I feel like I'd freak out if I just looked around and I was like, man, there ain't no land around us, guys. You know? Like,
To be fair,
uh,
though, we were kind of like on we were like near the shoreline, like not like right up on it, but you
I
could
got you.
it was like a you could see the land, like
I would
if you
still
looked
freak
at one
out,
way.
bro. I tell you,
But
I'd still
still,
be.
we were just going for miles, dude. It was just ocean, bro. It was water, dude.
Hmm.
I'd
I'd be like
but it
Val.
was
I
like I
start
said,
hearing
though,
the
it was
Jaws
cool, man.
theme. Yeah. Dun,
Da-dun,
dun. We're gonna need
da-dun,
a bigger boat.
da-dun, da-dun, dun,
To be
dun, dun,
fair, if you
dun,
got
dun,
me
dun,
on your
dun,
boat,
dun.
you're gonna need a bigger boat anyway. I'm a big guy, so.
Yeah,
Uh,
but like I said, that was fun. That was just, it was one of those cool things that you got to, you know, it's just fun to experience, you know, at least once. But
well, yeah,
it
that'd be
was cool,
cool.
man. But I was definitely fucking gassed at the end of that night. I slept good that night, bro. It was cool, man.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm good. But that's
Cool.
yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. I'll go ahead and let Josh get over to his,
All right,
what he's
it's
been up to. So go
my
ahead, man.
turn. My turn. We've watched The Boys. We're all caught up on The Boys. We'll be talking about that in the future, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2, we did. I finished the season pass in SWOTOR, so I'm all caught up on SWOTOR. I have all the
Hey, hey.
rewards, um, and all that. We finished Obi-Wan, so that don't even need to be on here. We're doing. That's what this whole episode is. Um,
Yeah.
we've been watching Miss Marvel, which I think we have plans to talk about on the show. I think. Um,
Yeah.
I finished The Offer. For those of you that we weren't here last week, but I finished The Offer. Episodes 9 and 10 came out. I like that. It's a good mini series with Miles Teller about the making of The Godfather. I've said it like every week. I think I've watched it. I've talked about it. It ended well. I recommend go checking it out if you're a fan of Miles Teller or The Godfather or both, like me. So, I had a good time watching it. Enjoyed the shit out of it. We watched Army of Darkness. I forget how goofy that movie is, but man, is it goofy. Strange New Worlds. We talked about it a bit with DT here, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a show on it. Just because it's something that while I like Trek, I'm not a massive Trek head. It'd be cool to talk about. I played the Metal Hellsinger demo because I was like, I want to listen to some music, and I want to play a video game. So let's do both. And what I discovered when I played that demo is that it took me a while to get rhythm with it because that's that rhythm shooter, and the better you do, the vocals don't come in till you have a certain amount of combo points that build up, and you got to stay on rhythm to get it. So it's like it encourages you to be like, hey, you need to shoot on this rhythm if you want vocals to this track. Kind of interesting, and I enjoyed it, even though it was just a little quick demo. We watched a couple episodes of Ash versus Evil Dead. I played a little bit of TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge, a little bit. I need to get back to it. I played some Fortnite, and the main two things that have been taking up most of my time recently is Crusader Kings 3, because I got back into it. And I've played. Let me open my Steam here so our frames can drop when it starts downloading something without me telling it to. But I remembered before I
I
even opened it this time.
didn't play that TMNT game. I got it. I need to play. What I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably gonna stream the story on stream because it's short,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I don't think it's gonna be super long. So I'll get into that and then
Yeah, it's only like a
be ready
couple
to play it
hours.
out.
Yeah, you'll probably
Yeah.
knock it out quick. In the last 2 weeks, I've played 25 hours of Crusader Kings 3, which I feel like it's been a lot more than that, mostly because I've been staying up late at night playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I redid the tutorial, and I'm still playing the tutorial. I finished the tutorial, but I just kept playing the game after the tutorial ended with that character, and I've made the Kingdom of Ireland. I've took over Scotland. I'm making my way towards Norway and Finland. I'm gonna take those over, and then probably in a couple generations we're gonna take on England. We're gonna take over the world, right?
Oh man.
Like, yeah. My fams is doing good. We finally. Crusader Kings is deep, guys. That game lasts forever. You can play literally hundreds of hours on just the one, like
I was
culture kingdom type deal.
I was watching Josh play it last night on Discord because he was streaming on Discord, and they were Estonia was trying to drag him into the Scandinavian war over there against Finland and shit, and it was pretty wild, man. He's like,
Yeah,
I don't want to get involved in this. Like, don't put me in this.
I didn't want to get involved in it
Uh,
because it's so far away. I have to send my whole
yeah,
army
it's
over
like
there. It's expensive.
yeah, it's pretty detached from the conflict you're in for sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm on a little island. I did take over Iceland though, and that belongs to me now. Crusader Kings is funny, man. It's funny because of like just I'm fucking with history, but at the same time, it's just like all this weird shit can happen. Like you can get possessed by demons and shit. That can happen on occasion. There's a lot of characters that get possessed or they get excommunicated by the Pope, and you can lock them up because the Pope's like these people are evil. Lock them up. But yeah, Crusader Kings, fun. And then the last thing is I'm continuing the dice making Etsy shop coming soon. I got a whole box full of dice that we're gonna be getting. Look at all that! I've made all that. Can you believe that? It's crazy.
Dang, look at all that stuff, man. Nice, dude.
Yeah, right. Lots of dice in there.
Very nice, very
I
nice.
have a set right now over in the workshop. It's already inked. I'm just trying to see if there's a little extra touch I want to add onto it. So I need to go check that after we're done with the show today. Um, but photos everywhere. Make sure to check them out on my Instagram, 902 Dice Creations, all that stuff. Go give them follows. I still haven't added it to my fucking shout out list at the end of the show, but I will eventually, I'm sure. And that's all I've been up to, man. That's it. That's everything. That's the whole deal. We can move into the main part of the show, which we have some news, DT. If you want to hit that up, my friend.
Yes, yes, yes. Let's go ahead and get into that then. So the first thing we have here, but guys, you got to remember some of this is a couple weeks old because we haven't
Yeah.
done a show in a little bit. But hey, we're still gonna talk about it because we haven't talked about it on here. So first thing we have on here, Todd Howard confirms that Fallout 5 is coming after the Elder Scrolls 6, and he shared some additional Starfield details. So he had a video interview with IGN, and he divulged additional details about Starfield. And also talked about Fallout 5 and gave an idea of when to expect it. So he spoke to Ryan McCaffrey, uh, and he confirmed that Fallout 5 will be the next game after the Elder Scrolls 6, which itself has entered pre-production. So this is the quote that he said. Yes, Elder Scrolls 6 is in pre-production, and we're going to be doing Fallout 5 after that. So our slate's pretty full going forward for a while. There are some other projects that we look at from time to time as well. And he said that Starfield's main story is about 30 to 40 hours long, or 20% larger than any Bethesda game to date. New Atlantis, one of Starfield's 4 main cities and capital of the United Colonies, is also the largest city Bethesda has ever made. For character creation, Howard states that there are roughly 20 character backgrounds to choose from. The game's procedural galaxy features the most handmade content ever made by the studio. And yeah, we all know how they mentioned there's 1,000 planets that you'll be able to visit. He also clarified that you cannot fly to each one seamlessly like No Man's Sky, describing the on-the-ground action and space gameplay as 2 separate experiences. In terms of the space combat, Howard discusses how dogfighting, which he describes as a slower pace, takes cues from games like FTL and MechWarrior, and confirms that players can steal the ships they board. So there
Hey,
you
I didn't
go.
know that. You can do
So
that.
that's
Awesome.
yeah, a little bit of
The,
information there.
that makes me happy that we can board ships. Like I didn't know if that was going to be a thing. As odd as that sounds, like you
Yeah.
never know what you're gonna get, with space games.
Yeah, I think that is kind of cool because, No Man's Sky is fun and all, but every time I see a ship that I want, I'm like, man, I wish I could just steal that ship and take it for me, right?
Right?
But you have to negotiate and parlay with the owner
I want
of
to
it,
be a
right? You gotta
space pirate, baby. Let's go.
yeah.
If
So
I can
you can
take
do
that
that,
shit.
Starfield, man. You can make your own, or you can jack somebody else's ship, dude. There you go.
Hell yeah. Mm. I wish they could kind of do like I don't know if No Man's Sky does this or not. It's been a while since I've thought about it, but you know how we can design our own ships. They need to make it so people can design their own ships, and then the NPCs will drive other people's ships, right? Like they'll download them and
Mhm.
use them, kind of deal. Maybe not all the time, but you have a chance of this was made by so and so or something like that. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah, that
Uh,
would be kind of neat, I suppose.
uh,
Cool,
but
cool.
yeah, that's some cool stuff, and yeah, uh, it'll be a long time for Fallout 5, bro. Because
Oh
especially with
yeah,
Elder
I
Scrolls 6.
mean, yeah, Elder Scrolls 6 is in pre-production, so it's gonna be a while. So anybody waiting on the next Fallout, it's gonna be a while, man.
I am super interested in. So I like Fallout and everything, but Elder Scrolls I always liked more because it was fantasy, right? And Fallout was always we're nukes and have guns and nuclear power stuff. That's cool and all, but I tend to like fantasy a little bit more. Um, so I'm kind of interested in what they're gonna do with that after Starfield.
I have never really played either one. Like I played a little bit of Fallout. I played Fallout 4. And then I've never played an Elder Scrolls game. So to me, like both of those are kind of like I've never really
Let's see.
experienced too much of that myself personally.
For
But
Fallout, I
hey
did
man,
Fallout 3, I think, was my first one. I want to say. Yeah. And then Elder Scrolls Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game. Although I think I played Morrowind, but I didn't realize it at the time because I was a young tyke and didn't really pay attention to the games I played that much. But cool. What do we got next, bub? If we're done with that.
yeah, we are. Next thing we got is an announcement of Dragon's Dogma 2.
That's right, we got it.
So they had a 10-year anniversary or 10-year thing of Dragon's Dogma, and then they announced that they're doing a second game, right?
They did. That's kind of what it is, and I'm just gonna skip to the part with the announcement at the end because this is a whole video about the whole 10 years. But
Yeah.
they did the announcement at the end. They took their shirts off. Right here, it said we got an announcement to make, and there it is. We got Dragon's Dogma 2 shirt on there. It's currently in development after so many years, which is cool.
Currently in development.
Are you gonna check out Dragon? I don't think you haven't played the first one, right? Are you gonna check it
I
out?
haven't played it yet. No, I have it. I want to play it, but I haven't tried it out yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's got. I forgot it had an anime, but that's right, it does.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
Dragon's Dogma is cool, man. I'm glad that they're making a second one. I need to go back. I wouldn't mind going back and playing it. I think you can mod it to make it graphically look better now. But I need to check it. But it's cool, man. You get the you fight these monsters, and some of them are big and some of them aren't big. But like some of them, you like grab on and like climb up on them and shit. It's pretty cool. So I'm really excited for a second one. And also, I'm interested in going back to it since I've played Elden Ring because it was kind of that style of game, but and the I haven't played it in years, so I'm very curious in checking it out again.
Yeah, like I said, I never played it, so I think I have it, but I don't. Let's see, do I have it on Steam or do I have this game on?
You keep going, DT. I need to hop up
Uh,
for just a quick second.
I think I have it on. I think I maybe have it on Origin. Now that I think of it, I don't know. I have to. I thought I had it, but there's a few other Dragon games out there that I may be confusing it with. But anyway, quick answer: I have not played it. I do want to play it at some point though, because it looks like something that I would be into for sure. All right. Uh Moving on to the next piece of news here. Uh
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
the next thing that we have here is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The second game of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy launches next winter on the PlayStation 5. So they put out a little bit of a Twitter like trailer dealio.
I think this video
Uh,
is spoilers, by the way.
okay.
Not 100% sure. I don't know because I never played it.
Yeah, I haven't either. So maybe we shouldn't watch it, but it's there if you if you guys really want to go watch it, go to the uh Final Fantasy VII Twitter account, and then it's the tweet: "The unknown journey will continue." And then yeah, it launches next winter on the PS5. So yeah, go look at that. Go check it out. And yeah, I look forward to trying out the games.
Yeah.
I'll probably play them once they're all out because I don't want to have to wait for them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know they've added the first part on Steam, right? So I'll probably
Yeah.
play it on Steam because I don't have a PS5. So I'll probably just end up wait until they all come out on Steam and just get them there.
Which
As long as they ain't $70 each though, because that's some bullshit, dude.
that's what I was fixing to bring up. I was like, they got some stupid ass like prices. It's on sale at the moment. You can get it for 50, but because the Steam summer
Even
sale's going on. But man,
yeah, even
come
that,
on,
man.
dude,
Fuck.
you're killing us with these prices, guys.
Yeah, for real, dude. That's insane that they are doing that, man. Like, what the fuck, bro? But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, yeah, that's cool. They finally have some news about that because I feel like it's been a while. You know, the first one came out what, like 2 years ago. Anyway.
Something like that.
Anyway. Moving on to the next thing.
Next thing we have is
More
a
Final Fantasy.
yeah, it was more Final Fantasy. So they're doing a Crisis Core like I think it's a remaster, which is kind of like a like a little bit of a side game that kind of follows another character in Final Fantasy VII called Zack, or has a major important like plot thing with Cloud, I believe. So even though I don't know a whole lot about Final Fantasy, I do know a bit about this because I had friends that played it and talked about it. So yeah, they're the video is just a little quick announcement of them being like, "Hey, we're remastering this
That's fun.
for all this stuff." So we don't have to watch it really. I'll put it up for like a few seconds, but we can move on
Yeah.
because it is a little bit of old news at this point.
Okay. After that, we have a what is this? Oh, Epic Online Services release a free PC crossplay tools.
Yeah, I think did I put this in here or did you put this in here? I think I put this in here.
Yeah, I
It's
think it
been
might
2 weeks. So the reason I put this in there is because I just think it's cool and I want more crossplay with stuff. So they have an article here that says to reach all audiences, developers need to port their titles across multiple stores and platforms by implementing different sets of services and account systems for each store. Because these services aren't interoperable, it means players cannot play with friends who purchase from different stores despite owning the exact same game. Today we are launching a new crossplay tool for game developers starting with the PC. The service is the first in a series of plug-and-play crossplay services that give developers everything they need to connect their game and communities across platforms and stores.
They even have a little video here we can watch.
Yeah. It's like 40
It's
seconds.
yeah, it's a really short one, so we can throw it
Let's
up
check
here.
it out.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
Gamers Online.
Zero online.
Initiating crossplay.
Neon Party Squad.
Where did that even come from? Is this a new map?
Yep. We don't have to spend a whole lot of time on it. It's just we have friends that have games on every possible store, and because they want to have every possible store in fucking existence,
Yeah,
I just put it in here because I think it's great, and then we can all play with each other.
it's
That's all.
cool. Yeah, it's absolutely cool, man. I think it's a smart idea for sure.
Yeah, and I just think it's great that they're doing it for free. Like, here's these free tools. You can play with your friends because they're not going to be making money on crossplay stuff. You're like making it so you can go buy it on their competitor if you want to, with their and your other friends might be playing it on this. So
Yeah.
that's kind of cool. Next
Yeah,
up we
that's
have.
pretty
Oh
good,
yeah,
man.
sorry.
Pretty good. No, I was just reading like what like what it includes and stuff. But
I got you.
account linking, all friends in one place, update free improvements, plug and play, SDK, integrated game invites. So that's cool, between Steam and Epic. So I am makes a lot of sense. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
what do we got next, Josh?
Next up, we have 5 minutes of gameplay of Black Myth Wukong, which
Okay.
I heard a leak about this the other day, like yesterday.
Yeah. Mhm.
Let me swallow this food.
I did not hear about this, so I'm curious
So,
about what it is.
so the leak is that beyond what you see in these trailers, there is no game. Like for the most part, like it's not done in any.
Whoa.
It is not nearly as advanced as these videos lead you to believe.
Okay.
So that's the rumor. Like they show areas that don't have bosses or mobs. That's because there aren't any in there yet. They're not built. So basically, what I'm getting at is that this game is going to take a while. It's not even close to being done, even though they're showing you cool ass video.
Yeah.
Which I have playing, by the way, Daniel. I forgot to count us down. My bad.
No, I got it planned.
So
So in other words, what you're saying is they're being quite ambitious with this game.
yeah. So don't get too excited. Like
Yeah.
the trailers can kind of be a little deceptive. I think what they do show is cool, but also, guys, you should totally go watch this on your own because it looks way better in 4K. But yeah. But again, we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on it. We don't have to watch the whole video either, but
Yeah.
we can move on. I do think it looks neat, and I do want it to be completed, though.
I just think it's interesting that they keep showing shit for this game. If that rumor or leak is correct, you know what I mean?
I think that they're the very first video they did, I think, was to like attract people to work for them. So this may be like the same, like come work on the game type
Gotcha.
video. Like we need more help kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's if that's true, if that leak is true, which
Right.
it probably is true. But all right, DT, what do we got next?
Guess we shall see. Next up, we have a Darktide or a Warhammer 40k Darktide character customization info. So let's go ahead and talk about this really quickly.
Yeah, we're looking forward to this game.
So it's a dev blog talking about it. And they have the lead character artist on the Darktide team talking about it. So you can create your own. So you can create your own character. For those of you who have not heard about this, because as you know, in Vermintide, you kind of have like set characters already that you have to just choose from. But in this game, you actually get to create your own, which I think is pretty badass. And you choose your sentence. There's it looks like there's 4 different types here to start off with, or total. I don't know, but there's that. There's visual style and intent, so you can choose like body type, face, eye color, hairstyle, facial color, face tattoos, body tattoos, scars, height, and personality. So all of that, very, very customizable. Which is again so different from like Vermintide 2 and some of the other games. So that's pretty badass. So many different possible looks that you can come up with. As you can see with some of the concept art that they have here. Lots of different faces and just I mean shit, you can even be a non-human if you want to be. Look at these guys, look at these big boys right here.
Yeah, I think those are called. I think they're called Ogren in the Dark Tide or in the Warhammer 40k universe. I want to say they're kind of like ogres. Kind of. But
And then
yeah,
of course you go
this
into
is
the
cool.
gear and whatnot. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. Like if you guys want to go read the article or the blog post, we'll definitely go check it out. It's at playdarktide.com/news dev-blog character-customization. You can go read it all in depth because yeah, there is a lot in here that if you're interested in this game, you're gonna want to read and check it out for sure.
I was excited for the game even before this, but I'm like,
Yeah, but now it's
super
like hell
excited
yeah.
now because it's like I own a piece of it in a way because I make my character, right? Even though they might not have a lot of options or anything, but still, giving us just a little bit of customization goes a long way to making you feel like you own part of the game in a way. So that definitely makes me even more interested in it, and I'm looking hella forward to Warhammer Darktide.
Absolutely. I love games where they let you customize characters. So I will definitely be looking forward to it. And again, another cool thing about this one is that for me, it comes out only a few days after my birthday. So let's go, man.
Oh yeah,
Let's go. I'm ready, dude. Uh, moving on. We have a there's a Digimon trailer
yeah. I think I put
for a
this in
new
here.
for yeah you definitely did put this one in here. I forgot about this. This is was a new, obviously a new game, but like I don't even know what kind of game is this. Like, well, I guess we'll
Honestly,
find out maybe, right?
I don't know either. So let's find out.
All right, well let's check it out. It's a minute 30. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Yuki?
Lost in a strange parallel world.
So I remember watching a little bit of Digimon back in the day, but I was never super into
Be
it.
careful, as each decision could
I was
be
always
your
more
last.
Pokemon.
Using your phone.
Yeah, I watched the
you try to piece together
original Digimon, like the first series,
何があったの
and maybe like part of the second one.
surrounded by a mysterious dense fog, filled with danger around every corner. Trapped in a world swarming with monsters, where terrifying creatures roam the night.
Also, I have accidentally full screened my OBS on my other monitor, and I cannot make it small again. And I don't know what to do. I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with it for the whole show.
They must trust one another.
You can't like F11 your way out of it.
No?
They must save each other. They must survive.
Honestly, I don't even know why I put this in here. I guess because it was
Delve
Digimon and it
into
was announced. I
Digimon
think that's
Survive
the only
This
reason.
July 29th, 2022.
I didn't even know what the game was. Interesting. Okay, cool. All right, I managed to minimize it. Apparently, it was like frozen for a second or something. Anyway, we're good.
Cool.
What else do we have? DT?
The next thing we have here is we have a new Cyberpunk 2077 board game from Come is now live over at Kickstarter. So if you want to go support a new Cyberpunk board game, it's called Cyberpunk 2077 Gangs of Night City, the board game. And there's a little bit of a trailer here. Yeah. We can throw that up if you wanna throw it
Yeah.
up. So hey, all you chooms, check this out.
You want to count us
3
down?
minutes. 3, 2, 1, play. CD Project Red. Come on.
Come on.
Large corporations rampant with corruption. Illegal cyberware sold on every street corner. In a place we call home.
Oh.
Night City. Kings of Night City. Cyberpunk 2077 Gangs of Night City, the board game.
Let me guess, each player's gang.
Dispatch your underlings. Solos. Build your army. Techies. Hack into the net. Netrunners. Uncover buried secrets.
I feel like it's cheating that they have, they keep cutting the game footage.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they keep doing that. I feel like you want to show off more of the board game, right? But
Yeah.
they're like, hey, it's the game, you know. You all like, you know, some people like the game, right? Here it is.
Like I already know it's Cyberpunk. I don't need you to keep showing me the video game. Like, show me the cool shit on the board game.
And take control of the streets. Maelstrom. Fucking Jackie, dude.
Yeah. Like the literal 10 seconds of the game where you get to dance with Jackie. We're not with Jackie nearly long enough, man.
What will your story be? There it is. Pretty neat, but I think they showed too much of the game in there. I guess the reason they did it is because, like, oh, here, you know, what you're actually doing in the board game, you know, is what you would be doing in the game, like this. So I guess, but like, yeah, they definitely just should have shown a little more of the board game.
I get it. I think it's neat. My issue with board games is I don't get to play them with people, ever. Because unless I'm going to like a con or something, and there's a board and there's a particular board game there, and that we're playing it, right? Like at WaveCon, we played a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their Kickstarter. They are already funded, and they are over their goal. They have 9 days left.
Yeah, 9 days left. They are. Oh yeah, they are over the goal, so they made it. Do they have any
They
stretch
probably
goals
have
in
stretch-
here
let's
that
have a
are maybe
look-see.
there?
They've unlocked a bunch
9
already.
days left as of this recording. So as of right now, you have 9 days left. By the time this goes up on YouTube, you'll probably have like 8 days or so. But anyway,
They have 3 more stretch goals that they could very easily hit in 9 days.
nice.
So that's cool. Neat. We do show Kickstarters here on the show on occasion when we find something neat.
Yeah.
Last
So
one
for those
I
of you
backed was the
wondering,
Blade Runner game.
The people making this game are Kaman, who also made the Zombicide, Dead or Undead or Alive, the Masters of the Universe, the board game Clash for Eternia, and then now they're doing this one. So there you have it. Moving on from that, I never played the original game for this, but there is some leaked footage from the canceled Scarface 2 over at YouTube. So I never played the first game. Did you ever play the Scarface game? Like,
I
back in the day?
did. I did actually.
Nice, yeah. I
And it
remember
was a
wanting to
cool
play it,
ass
and I never
game.
did.
It was a cool game. It's not canon in any way, shape, or form because it literally, the game starts where the movie ends, and we all know how that movie ends.
Yeah,
It's,
there's no way that they anything continue after that.
so they kind of do like an alternate ending if Tony turned around in time type of deal.
Okay.
So yeah, I have it up, and we can skip through it, and you can count us down if you want. We can watch the opening
Yeah,
together,
let's
I guess.
let me open it up here really quickly.
What are the? I just remember in the first game you had a balls meter, and it would fill up as you like killed people and did like crazy shit. Like it would like how Tony in the movies like I got my balls in my and my something. I don't break either for anybody, right? But you can make money in the game by filling up your balls meter and go into like a sperm donation bank. I remember this being a thing. I remember this being a thing because
What
it had
the hell?
there was a cheat code because this is back when games had cheat codes, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We've all cheated when we played GTA. Scarface was basically just
Oh,
GTA.
yeah, dude. Shout out to fucking cheatcc.com or whatever the fuck that website used to be
Yes,
that I would
exactly.
go on.
There was a cheat code that would fill Tony's ball meter, so you could get unlimited money
What
by
the
typing in the
fuck,
cheat
bro?
code and just hanging out of the sperm bank. No joke. It was a thing in the game. Anybody that's played this game can confirm that shit.
That is absolutely wow, and I did not know that was a thing in that game, dude.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
That's
And the game was actually quite good. I thought.
Yeah,
I mean, it was.
I remember wanting to play it. I just never did though, man. It came out like in what 06 or something. Like I just never.
It's old. Anyway, let's watch this video. I didn't even play it.
Yeah, let's move it up to like 152, Josh.
152.
So.
All right, I'm there.
3, 2, 1, go. So this game was supposed to come out in 2008, and it was called Scarface Empire. They got Queen playing in the background too.
Yep.
Milestone 14, June 6, 2008. World Art. You got your boy Elvis playing in the back. Man, watching this now, it's like, damn, this looks. Like, I'm sure at the time it looked. Yeah, I'm sure at the time it was. We would have thought it would have been amazing, but now it's like, oof.
Also,
And I know
this wasn't even done yet. It wasn't even complete. So.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I know this is an unfinished game, but still, I'm like, oof.
And games
You know,
always
Turf
look
War
so
combat.
terrible when they're not even complete. I am
Hey, he's getting lit up.
very confused by the way the gun is aiming around, like in that little circle. It was weird.
Driving in law enforcement.
Oh my god, that pop in though.
Pre-production footage. There you go. All right, we can
Okay.
move it up a little bit. There was like supposedly like a replay or a revive mechanic that they had in here that I'm looking at, like the 455.
Yeah, I got it open.
I'm just curious what this is all about. Let's see. So down he goes. And then nope, he's not going down without a fight, bro. He gets back up.
I thought they were gonna do Shadow of Mordor shit, like before Shadow of Mordor, like one of your homies just helps you.
Oh shit! Oh damn! Just wait, Josh. Just wait. You said that. You'll see. You'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean.
Okay. Oh, yep.
There he is.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, fuck you, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, I think they
Okay.
have an interview with Stephen Bauer who plays Manny, but we don't. We don't have to watch that. It's fine. They have some concept art in here as well, which is rather interesting seeing
Yeah,
that. But
I'm gonna kind of skip around a little bit.
yeah, you can skim through that if you want. I mean, it looks kind of cool. I just um
I'll be honest, I've had the majority of the video muted just because there was so much, just so much over talking that didn't need to be
yeah
on stream.
yeah. Anyway, it
Yeah.
would have been interesting, I suppose. But I never even played the first one, so
It was pretty fun
um
little like GTA clone-ish game.
so another interesting thing is that uh the engine for that game was a heavily modified version of what was used on Prototype and the Hulk games that came before it. Is what was said. So yeah, would have been neat. I'm sure it would have been a fun game,
Yeah.
Because I generally do like those like GTA style games. Uh, but yeah, um, yeah, that'll do it. I think for our game news. Unless you got anything else, man.
No, I think that is all. Not unless something's dropped. I haven't even looked. I guess I can look real quick.
Unless anything is dropped in the past hour and a half, then
The Steam Summer Sale is ongoing. If you want anything on there, go
that's
pick it
true.
up. I guess
It goes on until the 7th of July, I believe. So yeah, if you want to go, you
yeah.
you can pick some up. There's a lot of good stuff on sale right now.
Uh, just to read this off really quick. Persona 5 Royale will include all DLC for the Xbox and Windows releases. So just in case anybody was curious about that, that's on there. No, I think we can move on, my friend, to the
All right, well
television news.
let's go ahead and move on then. All right. So TV news. First thing we have here is I'm sure something that everybody is looking forward to. There is going to be a Game of Thrones sequel series starring Jon Snow and Kit Harington in development over at the HBO. Uh, THR reports, and it is the first project connected to this I guess that is a well. That's not true because the House of the Dragon, but that's like way before, right? It's like years before.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like the first one that's like directly connected to the actual Game of Thrones show. So, but yeah, Kid Harrington is the one that wanted to come back and do it, and he will be returning as Jon Snow, obviously. Um, and and let me tell you guys, somebody, I mean me, I am somebody, me that I have not read any of the books, or I don't know much about this franchise other than what I've seen in the show. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do in the show, because like where we leave him off at the end of the show is kind of like he's just gone up north, right, with the homies and whatnot. And it's like, well, what is he gonna like? What are we? Is we just gonna be up north and like you know spending time with the boys over there, or what are we doing here? Like, what's the plan here for this? Because if
Yeah,
he just wants to
exactly.
come back and play Jon Snow again, I mean, that's cool. Because like I'm sure eventually, like if you're a part of a big franchise and it's like probably one of, if not your most recognizable character that you've played, I'm sure at some point you like to come back. But I feel like this is too soon, right? Usually when this kind of type of stuff happens, it's usually like I don't know, you have a little bit of time off, right? And like Game of Thrones ended when 2019, so it's been like 5 years, I guess. But I don't know. I just feel like at least like 10 years or something. But hey, man, if he wants to do it, and if HBO wants to put some money into it, then good for them, I suppose. I mean, I don't know what they're planning on doing. I'll probably check it out just for curiosity's sake. But yeah, I have no idea what could happen in this show or what they could be doing.
Yeah. And I haven't really been interested in the OG Game of Thrones since it ended. Like, I haven't gone back and watched it or anything like that because of how I hated how it ended. Um, the only reason I would even be interested in this is because it's Kit that wants to come back, right? And he was one of the ones that was
Yeah,
disappointed, I think,
with the
with the way
way,
it
yeah, no,
ended.
yeah.
So, if they give him some control over it, which I mean, I fucking would. I'm kind of curious to what he would do.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
sure he'd sign on as like a EP or something, right? To get
yeah.
a little bit more say in what's going on or whatever.
So
But
that would really
yeah,
be the only reason I'd even be remotely interested in it personally. Uh,
yeah. Because I
just
mean, I
because he
did like his
wants to do
character,
it.
but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see, man. I don't really have much to say on this other than it'd be kind
Yeah, I
of a
don't
wait and
either.
see approach, dude. Because like yeah, much like you, I also was not a fan about not only the way it ended, but like the last couple of seasons, like the last few seasons were kind of just like to me, man.
If
Like
you want to see our disappointment, I'm sure we talked about it on Cantina at some point.
we did talk about it, but I don't think we
And
dedicated
we
like a
didn't.
specific show
No, we
to
didn't
it.
have a whole episode to it. I don't
We
think.
were we were that disappointed by it, I think, that we were just like, I don't even want to talk about this
We were.
shit like
Yeah, I
for
think
a
that's
full
what it
episode.
was. I think that's what it was. It was something like, let's forget it
Yeah,
ever happened.
because for the most part, like we try to do shows on stuff that we know or we think we're gonna like for the most part, right?
Hmm.
And if not, then I mean, we don't like everything, obviously. Like there's been shows where we watch stuff and we're like, yeah, or play, or where we weren't really feeling it as much, but for the most part, we try to stay positive and not super negative because there's a lot of negativity out there. But anyway, that is the Jon Snow news. That kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting that, but it's happening. Next thing we have here is that there's a trailer for Westworld season 4, but the first episode is out already. So do we even want to watch this?
I say we pass because we'll probably be spoilery, and
Okay.
I want to watch the first episode at the very least.
Yeah. All right. That's fine with me. Like I said, it was on here before the show came out, which was a
Yeah.
couple weeks, I guess, ago. So, but time has passed, and we haven't.
Honestly, I
It's
forgot
out
it
now.
was even
So
releasing last night, and I want to check it out. I want to check out at least the first episode, see how I feel, because like the show has kind of been miss more than hit for me the last couple seasons. So
yeah, for sure, I can agree to that. Anyway, we have a couple trailers here to watch.
So, man.
This first one here I actually reacted to. So if you guys want to go check that out, it's over on my YouTube channel. But it is the official trailer to Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation. I like watching these Lego Star Wars little special things. So yeah, I will definitely be checking this one out when it comes out. I believe it comes on in August. Yeah, August 5th. I did not watch the Halloween one. I'll probably end up watching that one this Halloween. But I did watch the holiday special. That one's good. But now we have a summer vacation one. So let's check it out, Josh. 3, 2, 1, play.
We're here to have some fun. Strap
Let's
in,
party.
baby. No
Yeah.
stormtroopers, no TIE fighters, no threat of annihilation. Dum, bum, bum, dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. Best vacation ever! Summer's about to end, and we're all about to go our separate ways.
It's a vacation. Relax.
Hello there,
Who are you?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
What is in this?
Also, look who it is, Josh.
On holiday. It's not that kind of
Can you
holiday.
guess who that's supposed to be?
Rabbity, and don't forget my shoulders.
Oh, well,
They really burn.
don't worry, man. It'll tell you. It'll tell you, all right.
One
Okay.
never knows how long a moment will last. You must learn to enjoy yourself.
What do you know about vacations?
So they're just having a good time, man. They're partying, bro. Look at this.
The trip isn't about the destination. It's about the journey.
Go, go, go! Who will be declared rulers of the beach? Ruler? Everybody limbo!
Oh, hell no.
Who's next?
Try not to lose a hand. It's kind of a thing in our family. It's
I'm not saying it.
a snack!
That's not even Akbar, lady. So there you go, dude. Fucking Weird Al Yankovic
Weird
is gonna
Al.
be in it, and he's gonna be performing the original song "Scariff Beach Party," dude. So maybe they'll have some short troopers there for you, man. I don't know. Let's see.
The whole video, I was just thinking they should put Lego Star Wars characters in Fortnite.
Oh my god, that would be ins-
So if
that'd
I
be
was
weird.
staring off into the nothingness with a blank look on my face, that's what was in my head. Was like, they should put Lego Vader in fucking Fortnite.
that'd be weird, man. Just having these blocky ass motherfuckers run around. But yeah, I like watching the Lego Star Wars stuff. I like the Lego Star Wars humor and all that kind of stuff. So I'll check it out. I enjoy it. It's Star Wars, it's Lego. I like both of those things, so
Hell yeah.
it'll be fun. The next trailer we have here is for Stranger Things 4 Volume 2, which will be dropping this Friday. The last 2 episodes dropping this Friday. So we got a little bit of a little trailer before those 2 drop. So
Hey,
here we go, man. If you're ready.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play.
I know you're frightened. You're terribly frightened by what you've seen. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Your friends are not prepared for this fight. Hawkins will fall.
My friends need me.
You're not ready.
He's not going to stop. Not until he's taken everyone.
Let's do it.
But I have this terrible feeling. It might not work out for us this time.
It is over.
just want you to watch.
Damn, Lucas.
Be punching the shit out of somebody.
Good. I hope it's that fucking football dude.
Yeah, right? Fuck that kid.
Your friends have lost.
Man, I am I know people love that song, but I'm sick of hearing it, bro. It's everywhere. It is everywhere, dude. I go on TikTok and like every other fucking thing is just that song. I'm like,
You
bro,
see,
I get it. You guys
this
love
is
it, but
why this
I'm
is
so
why I don't go
over
on
it, man.
TikTok. See, I haven't heard it anywhere but Stranger Things because I don't go on TikTok or
It
anywhere
is
else.
it is everywhere. I'm like, God, please stop, enough. But anyway, I digress. So I think somebody's gonna die, dude. What do
I
you
think
think,
somebody
man?
has to. I think somebody
I
has to
think
die.
my thoughts is that it's gonna be Steve, but also part of me is like that might be too much of an obvious choice. But at the same time, I feel like he would be one that makes sense. What do you think?
I feel like they're setting up for Steve, but I don't know. They might throw a curveball at us. I do
Yeah,
think
that's what I'm
somebody's
saying.
gonna go.
I
But
think
it
it could be him,
feels
but
like it's
that
him.
might be too obvious. I don't know. It might be too obvious with him. I'm not sure, man. I'm not
We'll
sure.
see. They might just fucking juke us out and just be like, nobody dies. All right, nobody dies. But I
That
feel
would be
like I
more
would
surprising to
be.
me for sure.
I would almost be more disappointed if somebody didn't, because I feel like the stakes have to go up, which means somebody has to kick the bucket. Even though I like the
Somebody's got to
character
bite it.
Steve,
Yeah.
or I
Yeah,
like
no,
all the
he's great.
characters for the most part. You can have Argyle, okay, okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, he could go,
Easy.
bro. He could go.
I knew DT
Get
was gonna agree with me on that one.
get his ass out of here, dude. Get him out of here, bro.
We haven't talked about Stranger Things because it's not done yet. Because we're waiting on this, obviously. But like, there are some parts of the newest season that I do not like. But for the most part, I've had a good time with it. But there are some parts I do not like. We might do an episode on it. We'll see. What else we got, DT? If we're done with Stranger Things.
The last thing I have for TV news is the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power. Talk about how they are going back to practical orcs for the most part after the Hobbit CGI ones, and not only that, but they're going to be throwing in some female orcs this time around.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they there was an interview with IGN and executive producer Lindsay Weber and prosthetics department chief Jamie Wilson assured fans that a more practical approach for orcs was used on the Amazon Prime Video series. Visual effects were only utilized to make minor tweaks to prosthetics during action scenes to showcase a group of orcs so large in number that it would have been impossible to pull it off practically. And this is what Weber said. When they were up close to the camera, orcs are really practical and almost exclusively. And the places where the visual effects team could help were more in numbers when we needed larger quantities than you could amass on a film set anywhere in the world. That's what they were. That's what they were, sort of. When they come in and do some of their work their magic, we did a lot of planning so that we knew in advance which performers would be closest to the camera. And Wilson added that we did decide from the outset that we would try and make this a very real show. So therefore, we tried to use real prosthetics and everything and minimize the visual effects because there are hundreds of productions that are heavy on visual effects and you can see it. That the human eye is getting better and better and knows what is real and knows what isn't. Because we are just getting so deloused with all this product that you begin to know. They said that a close link exists between the practical effects and VFX and bringing the orcs to life. A lot of VFX work comes in when you go into stunts and action, and some of the stuff that isn't humanly physically possible do. So therefore, it's into a visual effect, and also lots of prosthetics, beasts, and creatures that needed further enhancements or whatever. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I definitely like that they're going back to more practical looking orcs, because yeah, the ones in the Hobbit trilogy, man,
They look stupid. All
they
right,
look
I'm just gonna
rough,
say
man.
it. I did not like them. I like
They look rough.
Look, I prefer practical effects anyway over most CGI stuff because CGI can always tell looks a little.
Yeah.
It's just not there. It's always. I mean, it's still not quite there where I can't be like, I know this is real. Like some things are, but like when it comes to like faces and things with and creatures on occasion, it's just like it's too easy to tell that it's CG or a dude in a suit.
Yeah.
Uh, I like practical effects. I just think they look better.
Yeah, I think the way that they're handling it for this show is that you do mostly practical, and then like you could do like enhancements and certain things that are just not possible in real life. You do it with
Mm-hmm.
CG or VFX, right? Like that.
Yeah.
That I think is like the perfect marriage between the two. Like you get to as real as you can, and then with your VFX you touch it up a little bit, right? And so that's for me. I think that's the way everything should go about it. Um,
Yeah.
Personally, because I just practical always looks better for the most part. And there are certain instances where that's not the case. Like the one that comes to mind for me, obviously, is Yoda in the prequels. Like the episode one puppet was horrendous. Like I'm sorry. Like I don't mean to like disrespect the people that worked on it, but like I think everybody is for the most part is in agreement that the CG Yoda they ended up going with for episode 2 and 3 looks a
Mm-hmm.
lot better than the fucking puppet they used for Phantom. You know what? You know what's weird for me, or that I don't get, is that how come they made a puppet the best Yoda puppet that was ever made was in the 80s for The Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
How come? How come they can't replicate the 80s puppet now?
I don't know.
Why? How is it possible that they made a better puppet 40 years ago than they could make one now? That always gets to me. Like I'm just like, how did they perfect it the first time, and then now for some reason, or when they did episode 1, it just looked like it did. I'm like, it didn't look good, like
Mm-hmm.
how? I don't understand that. My brain doesn't
I
comprehend
don't
that.
know either, man. I agree.
But yeah, for real, the Empire one is the best that's ever looked. But anyway, I'm going off a little bit of a tangent on that one. But I'm just I'm saying that for the most part, even though
Daniel's
there are
confused,
certain
guys. He doesn't understand.
there are exceptions to the rule, like I just mentioned with Yoda. For the most part, most things look better practical. But
Mm-hmm.
of course, like I just mentioned, some things do obviously are better if you just CG it. But for the most part, practical is the way to go with CG or VFX enhancements. But yeah, I like it. I'm looking forward to this Lord of the Rings show, man. I don't know. It's coming out in September. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a very big Lord of the Rings fan. Uh, love the movies. Love the games. I haven't really read the books as much, but I mean, obviously, that's where it all starts. So I'm yeah, I'm just very curious what they're gonna do with the show. I'm optimistic. Again, I like the way they're approaching this, so we'll see what happens, man. I'm
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. I'm optimistic. All that stuff. Yeah.
but yeah, that's all I got for the TV news.
All right.
So if
Well,
you
we
want,
can
we can go
move
ahead and move
on.
on to
Let's see.
the
Movie
final
news.
news portion, which is the movie news. Movie
Movie dooby
news.
doo.
Fuck yeah. Anyway, so the first thing we have here is that Justin Lin is going to be directing the One Punch Man movie for Sony. So there you go. For all you anime fans out there, I'm sure you're cringing and dreading this because we all know how they feel about anything anime that isn't actually anime. Uh, I just wonder how they're gonna do this because like the anime is so like I don't know. It's very like I don't know the word I'm looking for. It's I don't want to say like specific, but maybe it is. I don't know. It's very like it's very particular, right? I guess this is what I'm trying to say. It's very like with the art style and everything. Like I don't know. I just don't know how. Like who do you even cast as like Saitama? You know, I don't. Have you ever? I don't think you've seen One Punch Man, right?
I've seen like a few episodes, but not like the whole thing. No,
Okay.
it's
Yeah, it's just
I thought it was weird.
well, season 1 is a lot better than season 2 in my opinion, and because I thought season 2 was weird, but
Well,
yeah,
damn, I definitely wouldn't like season 2 then.
yeah, I enjoyed season 1 way more than 2. 2 was fucking weird, but yeah, I don't know, man. But Justin Lin is the dude who's been directing all the Fast and the Furious movies, and yeah, I have no idea what to expect
He's
from
a
this.
family man. He's got this. He's gonna be great.
Yeah. He's gonna make One Punch Man be all about family, right? I suppose.
He's gonna cast
But
Vin Diesel as Saitama. You know, he's bald. He's bald.
it's either him or The Rock, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
gotta.
I know, right?
So it's funny. I saw a Photoshop of the Rock and Kevin Hart as fucking the One Punch Man, his little sidekick dude, and that shit cracked me up, man. When I saw that, it was. Let me see if I can find the picture so I can show you, man, because that was hilarious. It was so funny, dude. Um, yeah, it was funny, but yeah, I don't know what to expect, man. I don't know. It could. I feel like most anime movies are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know what could come of this, but we'll see, I guess, right? But yeah, if you look back over here, Josh, I have placed another link with the picture. So you can
I see.
you can show the
God.
stream the Photoshop of that, man. There you go.
Get your
Man,
new
look at that.
desktop wallpaper all ready to go. Look at that.
Yeah, dude, aren't you guys excited for the One Punch Man movie? There it is. Look at that. You got The Rock and Kevin Hart, bro. Fuck yeah, dude. There it is.
That's terrible. That's what that is.
One Punch.
Oh
Oh
God.
man.
That's enough.
Hilarious. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. So yeah. Moving on to the next thing. We have the Joker 2 news. And Lady Gaga is in early talks to join Joaquin Phoenix as Harley Quinn. And there is also talk that this sequel will be a musical, which I could see that being a thing, although it's definitely going to get weirder. That is a fact. But I honestly though I could see it working though. Like I'm not gonna lie, I could see musical being a thing, which makes sense if you're gonna cast Lady Gaga as fucking Harley Quinn, right? I mean, but yeah, I know we talked about this like 2 weeks ago as well on the last show when we had Todd Phillips post a picture on his Instagram of the script. And it's called I think Joker Folie à Deux, which I hope I said that right, because I don't really speak French, even though I do know certain things. But I'm not what's the word? I'm not a proficient in the language. But yeah, so Lady Gaga is going to be Harley Quinn if it ends up happening. It's unclear what other characters are going to be using in the movie, but the title of the movie makes sense now with her kind of involvement. And yeah, they're like I said, they're saying that it's also a musical. The first movie was obviously more of a Taxi Driver meets King of Comedy kind of deal. But this one, if they're planning on doing it like a sequel, or if they're planning on doing this sequel like a musical, then I'm wondering like what kind of style they're going for. Because I honestly am not. I don't really like musicals, but there are some that come along that I do enjoy. It just depends for me on which one. But I'm generally not a musical person. I don't really. Anytime I find that a movie's a musical, I'm kind of like, like I don't really want to. It's not my jam, really. But for this one, I'm kind of gonna just be a little uh, uh um
I need to see a trailer.
yeah. I like the first movie, so if they can make it
Mhm.
kind of like that level, but just the musical, then I'm sure I'll enjoy it. But I don't know. I don't know. It just makes a whole lot of sense for them to cast Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn if that's where they're going with.
Mhm.
And yeah, we'll see, dude. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. It's not like I'm not like super overly excited about this, but but I did like the first one, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for now until they prove otherwise, right? I mean, that's just how I feel about it. So I think that makes sense. But yeah, that's all I have to say on that, I guess, for now.
Okay.
Yeah. So next thing we have is this is an interesting one. So we have a Batman Azteca movie, animated movie coming to HBO Max Latin America, and it is called Batman Azteca Choque de Imperios. So, in other words, in English, this would be called Aztec Batman Clash of the Empires. Uh, and it is going to be a collaboration between Warner Brothers Animation and Mexico's Anima, uh, and also the Chatron producer. But it was announced at the 37th Guadalajara International Film Festival. The original Spanish language animated film takes place in the iconic DC superhero, or places the iconic DC superhero against the backdrop of the Aztec Mexico and immerses viewers in the enigmatic culture of Mesoamerica. And it takes place, and it centers on a young Aztec boy named Yoachil, whose father, village leader Tolecatzin, is murdered by Spanish conquistadors, and he flees to warn the king and his high priest Yoka of looming danger, uh, using the temple of Sinacan, the bat god, as a lair. Yahuil trains under his mentor and assistant Akatzin, developing equipment and weaponry to confront the Spanish invasion, protect Moketsuma's temple, and avenge his father's death, is what the synopsis reads. So Juan Mesa Leon is going to be directing the feature. And yeah, I am going to be very curious about this. As a Mexican myself, I am very curious about how this is gonna go. I think he looks pretty badass in the armor there.
Yeah, I
And
think
that little image they have there.
the outfit looks dope.
So yeah, I'm gonna
In the
be.
little trailer.
I definitely want to check this out, man. So yeah,
I went. Look, I love all things Batman, so I definitely want to check it.
hell yeah. I think it could be fun, right? Fighting out some Spanish conquistadores. Let's go, dude.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Cool.
we can move on to the next thing, which is there are 3 Avatar: The Last Airbender films set at Paramount and Nickelodeon. So Lauren Montgomery is attached to direct the first of the 3 films, which is currently untitled. All 3 films are planned as theatrical releases. Avatar co-creators Brian Konietzko and Michael DiMartino will produce the untitled feature, along with longtime producing partner Eric Coleman. It'll be the movie. The movie will be produced under Avatar Studios, which was formed in 2021 under Nickelodeon as a division designed to produce content spanning the series and movies based on the worlds of Avatar and The Legend of Korra. As original creators, Mike and Brian expand the Avatar universe with us. We're keeping it all in the family, with Lauren bringing the same kind of expert, beautiful work she did on the original series and her new directing duties in the forthcoming theatrical. And while there's not a whole lot of information on these, I did see that at least one of these is going to be on Avatar Kyoshi, which I know I know the homie Bigfoot is excited about, and I am too. Honestly, I like Kyoshi, so I'm definitely excited to see more. But apparently, the rumors for the 3 movies are the Kyoshi one is first in 2024. the Zuko one is 2025, and then the Korra 2026. And honestly, I'm here for all three of those because I like all three of those characters. And yeah, I can't wait, dude. I love Avatar, so I've been wanting more Avatar stuff for the longest time. That's why I'm so excited for the Avatar, tabletop RPG, dude. Because I definitely want to play that at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, the more Avatar, the better. I think. What do you think, Josh?
I think yeah, more the better. Obviously, I wasn't a Korra guy. I was an original Avatar fan. So I'm definitely said Zuko was like one of my favorite characters ever. So him getting a movie is pretty dope. I'm interested in the Kyoshi movie, and maybe I need to give Korra another shot. I don't know if I ever really gave it a fair shake. I was still high on the original Avatar, like the Last Airbender. So
Yeah.
maybe I should give her another go, give her another shot.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
with age comes wisdom, and with wisdom
Yeah.
comes you need to check out things that you may have passed in the past before. You know what I'm saying? Like,
True. Yeah.
give her another shot because you never know. Tastes change. You could have been in just a weird place at the time and not realized what you had in front of you, kind of deal. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, more Avatar. Woo!
Hell yeah.
Well, we're getting something good, Avatar. Either the live action thing or one of these animated things. Bound with all the Avatar projects, something out there, it's got to hit, right?
There's a lot of Avatar coming, especially on Paramount Plus, where they're trying to do more shows and stuff too. So I'm excited for the future of the Avatar universe because there's a lot of stuff coming. And yeah, some of that is bound to be good. It can't all be bad. So you got to stay hopeful, man. You got to be optimistic, man. Because for the way I go about things is I look forward to stuff and I'm excited for stuff until I'm not, until they give me a reason not to be. You know what I mean? So. But anyway, we got a few more things here to get to in the movie news, so let's go ahead and get to that. The next one here is that Guy Ritchie is going to be directing a live-action Hercules remake.
Yeah, I'm dropping some major frames. What the hell? Oh, I think we're good. Maybe
we're good.
Nope, we're not good. Something's going on. What's happening?
Okay, let me refresh the Twitch real quick because that is I'm kind of my thing is pausing all over the place too.
Well, I'm dropping frames right now, so it's gonna keep buffering until it passes. Okay. So give me a couple seconds here. I don't think anybody's doing anything here, so let me check. I'll be right back.
All right. So he will be back momentarily, but yeah, as I said, as I was saying, the next piece of news that we have here for the show is that Guy Ritchie is going to be directing a Hercules live action movie over for Disney. And as you guys know, he did the Aladdin one, the most recent one, which I thought was fine. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of that movie. It was okay. It was okay. I wouldn't. I liked I like Mina Musa as Aladdin. I thought he was good. I also thought that what's her name? Naomi Scott was a pretty good Jasmine, but like for the most part, everything else is kind of eh. I think one of my biggest like knocks on that movie is the fact that was not a fan of Jafar in that one at all. Personally. But yeah, so he's gonna be doing the Hercules. I like the Hercules movie, the original one. So I'm very curious how they translate that into live action. because yeah, I'm you guys know that we love Greek mythology over here, so we're all about it, and yeah, I'm here for this. So I think this could be good, even though I wasn't like the biggest fan of the Aladdin remake, but you know. I just gotta treat each one as kind of like its own thing, because some of them are better than others. So yeah, we'll see how the Hercules live action ends up being. But like I said, Guy Ritchie's gonna be directing it, and we'll see who they cast. That's gonna be the thing I'm curious about. Who they're gonna cast as like Hercules and Meg and all these
Yeah,
Hades and all that, right?
yeah. I
So
don't know how I feel about
an,
these live action things that keep coming out. To be
well,
honest.
Josh, let me give you a little bit more information. Dave Callahan, who wrote Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, is writing the script.
Well,
So maybe that'll excite you more.
yeah,
And Joe and Anthony Russo, obviously the filmmakers behind Endgame and Infinity War, are going to be producing the movie as well. So maybe that'll give you a little more hope for this one. But you're right though. Each one is different, and I don't know. We'll see, right? But yeah, I think that kind of I know for me at least makes me a little bit more hopeful hearing that.
yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. But I'm very curious who they cast and all that. So yeah.
Yep. Okay.
What
What's
happened?
next? No, I was thinking
We
of
gonna
something and then I bailed. We're moving on. Forget
Oh,
about it.
okay.
What's next?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna answer that. Okay, so moving on. This is I know something Josh is very interested in. Leia Sudol is going to be joining Dune 2 as Lady Margot, which I think I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying that right. I don't know. I don't know who the character is, but anyway,
I think it is Margot
Lady
Finring.
Lady Margot. Yeah.
I think it's something like
Uh,
that.
okay. So yeah, Leia
Yeah.
Sudol joining Dune Part 2. So she'll be joining Florence Pugh, Christopher Walken, and Austin Butler as all newcomers to the second movie. Joining Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya. I always forget how you pronounce her name, but it's one of those. Rebecca Ferguson and Javier Bardem over on the next one. So I'll let Josh speak on this because he is more knowledgeable on Dune because I have not seen anything other than the most recent movie, and yeah, I like her though, the actress. I liked her in like the double, the most recent 007 movies, and she's been in some other stuff here and there. So I like her. I think she's cool. But yeah, what do you got to say about the character,
Uh,
Josh?
Honestly, I don't remember her that much in the book.
Hmm.
It's it'll be interesting to see who plays her husband. I believe Count Finring. And it's been a while since I went through the book, so that tells you she's kind of like a little bit more of a minor character.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like a wait and see. I think the casting's good, because I like Leia. So we'll see. We'll see. The be interesting when the second part of this movie comes out. We're gonna deep dive into some Dune because it's like there's things I can't say here that I will definitely be able to say once we've seen that second part of that movie.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. All right, cool. The last thing I have here is more Sony Marvel news, and this time it's for their upcoming Madam Web movie. And it's that Emma Roberts is joining the cast. Yes, I know you're all excited for the Madam Web movie. But here we go. Emma Roberts is joining the cast. There is no I don't think there's any like info on who she's gonna be playing, but it'll be at least her first Marvel superhero thing, if I'm not mistaken, that she's gonna be a part of. Because she usually does other stuff like American Horror Story and that kind of deal. Like she's not really like superhero, like comic book movie kind of person, but this is like her first deal with this kind of stuff. So, which kind of seems to be the case for this entire movie, because like I feel like a lot of like even Dakota Johnson, that she hasn't really been in anything like that either, and she's gonna be playing Madam Web. So anyway,
Mhm.
I don't know what to think of this movie, man. Because when I think of Madam Web, I don't think of Dakota Johnson's, an attractive lady like Dakota Johnson. I think of that old ass lady
Yeah,
from fucking the
in
Spider-Man
the
animated
animated series.
series.
Yes, same.
So
Uh,
that'll be weird because you got Dakota Johnson playing her, and that's but obviously this is gonna be a new, different take. I don't know if it's gonna be connected to any of the other stuff. I mean, it probably will be, right? Morbius and all the Venom and all that, which it's Morbin time, I suppose. But
Sony had no
we'll
comment
see,
on
dude.
Robert's casting Monday. They also have no idea on how to make a fucking live action movie for this that's really good. So,
It's true, man.
because they literally
In
let
my
themselves get memed into having Morbius bomb twice at the movie theater. So,
true. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking, but I guess they're just trying to hold on to it as much as they can, right? But
it's
they're
sad.
grasping at
It's
straws here.
it's sad, is what it is.
But that is some more news. So hey,
Okay.
it is what it is, man. But that's all we got, dude. That's all we got
That's
for the
all the
movie
news
news. So
stuff, guys.
if we wanna move on, man, that'll do it.
I need a break. So we're gonna take a
Well, we
quick
will be
break.
having a break. Yeah.
It won't be long. And then we'll come back. We'll talk Kenobi, and get up, stretch your legs, go to the restroom. It also gives us a chance to run some ads here on the channel. So we'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everyone. We're back, and it is time. It is time. We're not doing the movie news anymore, so let me fix that. We're going to swap over to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hello there.
Hello there.
So we have watched the Obi-Wan Kenobi. DT, you wanna lead us into this here discussion?
So
friend.
we are gonna be, like Josh said, talking about the Disney Plus Star Wars series Obi-Wan Kenobi. All 6 episodes. We're gonna be going into spoiler territory. So if you have not seen them yet, now is your chance to GTFO, because we are going to be talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about all 6 episodes, man. So off the top, right off the bat, I have to say that I really enjoyed the show. I loved it. To tell you the truth, I loved it. I really, really, really did. It gave me damn near everything that I wanted from something like this, from like an Obi-Wan show or movie or whatever that would have taken place during this time period. Yeah, there was a few things that I kind of wish we would have gotten a little bit more of, or maybe some mentions of some other things here and there, but for the most part, it was to me almost like just everything I could have wanted. So yeah. So how'd you end up feeling about this show?
I liked it a lot, and my nitpicks are small and they are nitpicks. They're just tiny things that don't matter that much. For the most part, I enjoyed the show. But yeah, I'm gonna say I love the show too. Yeah, I loved it. It was awesome to see, all the our previous stars coming back and getting to revisit those characters and still be badass in those fucking roles even after all these years, right?
Hell yeah, dude!
Like, still throw down a saber battle with the best of them. Like, it's crazy how good they are still, even now. Like, and the great moments in this show just blow your socks off. Like, they're just some of the most badass things that could happen in Star Wars. Sure. Yes, exactly. Uh, yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. Um. Uh.
Like I loved all the cast and everybody, all the actors and actresses that were involved in this. Um, even like it goes from like the newcomers,
Mhm.
Moses Ingram as Reva, and Vivian Lyra Blair as young Leia. And Rupert Friend was pretty decent as a Grand Inquisitor. I mean, he didn't really have much to do, to be honest, but he was
Yeah.
he's still all right for what he was. I loved O'Shea Jackson Jr. as Roken. I really loved Indira Varma as Tala Durith.
I enjoyed a lot of the new
Even
characters. Yeah.
Kumail Nanjiani as Haja Estri was pretty fun too. He was a bit of a jokey
Yeah.
character, but it's still. And then of course the returning characters like Jimmy Smits as Bail Organa, and Joel Edgerton as Owen Lars, and
He has some
and
good
all
moments.
yeah.
He has some great moments. Like even like the
So
littler characters. Yeah.
yeah, so for me, like all those like returning and newcomers were all good. They were all enjoyable. So I enjoyed seeing them all here. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed. We were supposed to get one episode a week, but the first week they kind of pushed it to, because this show came out on Wednesdays, but the first week we came out on Friday. It happened during Star Wars Celebration, and we got the first two episodes that weekend, which makes sense because they had the cast there, so they wanted to show people there live in person. The first two episodes made a whole lot of sense to do that. And I was at Star Wars Celebration, and I didn't even realize until like the next day that this event had happened. That they like invited people over to like watch the first two episodes that night. But yeah, it was really cool getting those first two episodes. The first week. But yeah, so we had 6 episodes. They were all kind of like I want to say 30 to 50 minutes long each. I think somewhere around there. You got I keep in mind like credits and all that stuff, and not credits. Like some episodes are only like half an hour, and then like the rest of it is like credits, and others are a little bit longer than that. But yeah, yeah. So the first one was 56 minutes, including credits. Part 2 was 42 minutes, including. Part 3 was 48. Part 4 was 39, which is I believe the shortest one easily. And then part 5 was 43, and part 6 was 52. So that's all including credits. But yeah, for me, this show right off the bat, from the opening scene, had me hooked. And the opening scene, for those of you who may or may not recall, is Operation Nightfall, Order 66, inside the Jedi Temple. We see the flashback of this event, where a young Reva and her Jedi youngling friends and her Jedi Master are being chased down and shot at by clone troopers, the 501st, and they're running away, or running, trying to get away. And the Master falls, but before she does, she ends up taking out all the clones that are like trailing her and the kids. And she goes out like a champ, dude, because she takes them all out before she goes out too. And that just leaves the kids, able to, to run away and get away. Which later on we see that there's a connected flashback to that, but we'll get to that when we get there. But yeah, that opening scene, dude, I was already like, wow, this is I'm gonna love this.
It's so cool, and we've seen it from like so many perspectives now.
We've seen it from so many points of view.
It's still so cool to see it. We've seen it in video games. It never gets old for me. We've seen it in movies. We've seen it in The Mandalorian. We're seeing it here. We've seen it in so many things. Yeah, it always is like, oh, I know what's about to happen when you see like a
Yeah.
bunch of kids.
Yeah. Because I mean, it really, like, we see it in so much stuff because it's such a huge event in universe,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, especially in this timeline and during this era that we're in, like, a lot of Force sensitives come or derived from that. Like, they were all former Jedi, or they were somehow connected to that, to the Order 66. So it makes sense for us to see a lot of that when we have the Force involved. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I loved it. And one of my favorite things is that some of you may or may not know this as well, but in the prequels, all of the clone troopers were digital. They were CG. Like, they were, like, it wasn't dudes wearing armor. So nowadays, when we have the current live action Disney, it's actually like people in clone suits. So seeing like actual clone armor, like people wearing actual clone armor, is so cool, man. Like, I love it. Like, I've seen some behind the scenes pictures of Hayden with some of those 501st guys, and there were some girls that did it too. But yeah, it was so cool to see, man. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, that opening scene, chef's kiss, dude. I
Yeah,
loved
it
it.
was so cool.
Nighttime on Coruscant, it was incredible. But yeah, that was great. And then from there, obviously, we go to Obi-Wan and how he's been living his life on Tatooine 10 years later. Well, actually, before that, I think we get Inquisitors landing on the planet, right? So we have the
Yeah.
Grand Inquisitor, we have the third sister, and the fifth brother, all landing on Tatooine. They're looking for a Jedi, which they kind of make it seem like, oh, they somehow know that Obi-Wan is here, but in reality, they're actually chasing somebody else. What was that guy's name? The other Jedi that they were looking for. His name was Nari, I believe, right? So there's
Something
another
like that,
Jedi.
yeah.
There's another Jedi named Nari, played by Benny Safdie, who's hiding on Tatooine, and they're hunting him down. But Reva kind of feels some stuff. She's like, "Yo, wait a minute. There's something ain't right here." She kind of anticipates or kind of realizes that Obi-Wan might be here as well. But she kind of has like a chat with Owen and like the Grand Inquisitor, and you kind of get to see her beef with the Inquisitors, right? Because they're like, "Yo, you're not like the rest of us. You ain't shit," which I think is interesting from the Imperial point of view, because as we know, the Imperials are kind of like racist, right? They don't really mess with uh like other races or species, right? Like they're like they don't really like aliens per se, the
Yeah.
Empire. Well, what's interesting is that the Inquisitors, all for the most part, are other aliens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Reva's like one of the only human ones at that point. So then they're all kind of like, "Yo, you ain't like us. Like you ain't built like us, right? Like we're different. Like you ain't shit compared to us. You're the least of us," is what the Grand Inquisitor tells her. So I find that kind of interesting. But also, you kind of, you know, as we continue on with the series, she kind of has her own fight. Like she has her own motives and agenda for doing the things that she does. Obviously, as we see from the opening scene, she was a part of Order 66 and all that. So this show is basically like, well, before I get to that, we also get introduced to a young Leia, played by, like I said, Vivian Lyra Blair, which, man, they picked like such a perfect little
The
actor
kid's perfect.
to play her. She
Yeah.
is so good, dude. She is fantastic. She gets like the sassiness of Leia so right, and it's beautiful. Like if Carrie Fisher was alive, I have no doubt in my mind she would absolutely love this little girl, man,
Mm-hmm.
and the way she was playing the young Leia.
This is where the show made me feel dumb because I didn't even think about Leia and all the trailers and things we watched. I was like, man, we're gonna be stuck on Tatooine. We're seeing Luke again, and it was like, and then they show little Leia, and I'm like, I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb.
Yep.
How could I not think?
If anything is gonna get Obi-Wan off Tatooine, it's gonna be Leia. Like he's got to protect the twins, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they fooled the shit out of me on that one. I was like, God damn it, I'm a fucking idiot. I was like, I should have known. It makes perfect sense.
To be fair, a lot of people were not expecting to see a young Leia either, because, like you said, in the trailers, they mainly show you Tatooine and Luke and Owen, and like they do show Dayu a little bit, but that's part of the first two episodes. So of course they're gonna show a little bit of that. So we knew that he was gonna be leaving Tatooine, but we just didn't know. Like a lot of people just didn't know why, right? But makes so much sense. That of course, if he was gonna be leaving, it's because of Leia. Like But yeah, I love seeing Alderaan, dude. Like just going to Alderaan, like seeing that planet that we know gets destroyed 10 years later or 9 years later in A New Hope, that we see very briefly at the end of Revenge of the Sith, and a little bit in Clone Wars also, and I think Rebels. But anyway, seeing Alderaan, a little bit more Alderaan, because besides that, we kind of see most of it in like the Old Republic, right? I know it's in the Old Republic MMO, Alderaan, and it's like a very mountainous, greeny looking planet. And it's cool, man. I wish I'm glad we got to spend more time on it in this show because it's really, really, really cool.
I felt a drop of water on my arm. I'm like, what the hell? It's raining here. So I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think my roof's leaking. I don't know what the hell's going on.
But yeah, I really love seeing more Alderaan and seeing little Leia and I fucking dude, seeing Flea as one of the guys that kidnaps her was hilarious. I totally like it's fucking Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, man. But yeah, I love obviously Jimmy Smits as Bail Organa, and then I believe the actress who played Brea was different than Revenge of the Sith, but I mean that's fine. We get to see her like very briefly at the end of episode 3, so it's they could have got it's fine getting somebody else. I thought she did good as Brea though. I liked her. I like seeing her relationship with Leia. The mother and daughter relationship that they had. I like Lola, her little red droid that Leia has. That's a cool little droid.
I always like when we get like the newer droids or
yeah,
things we haven't seen
that's
before.
Because that's what it's kind of been, right? And all these new like Disney Star Wars stuff that we've gotten, there's always been a new droid introduced, starting from Chopper and Rebels. Then we had BB-8 in the sequels. Then you have K2SO, Rogue One. Then you have L3 and Solo, and so on and so forth. And the Mandalorian, you obviously get IG-11 and whatnot. Yeah, BD-1 and Jedi Fallen Order. So every like Disney Star Wars property that we've had or project has had like a new droid to go along with it, which is kind of cool. I like seeing more new droids, man. You know what I'm waiting on though, and I know you are too. I'm waiting on the day we get HK-47.
I was sitting here thinking, man, I can't wait. I hope we get HK one day.
Let me tell you guys, when we get HK-47 in live action, I'm gonna be the happiest motherfucker. I love HK, man. HK-47 is top tier, bro. You guys, for those of you who haven't played KOTOR, you don't know, man. But wait till they bring him in live action, man. It's gonna be. I'm telling you right now, man. You guys are gonna love him. But yeah, so yeah, I enjoyed this show from start to finish, man. I'm glad that we got the first 2 episodes the same day. Even though I would have been fine if we didn't, but at the same time, it was really cool just having those 2 back to back to watch them right away. And they dropped early too, because like I said, they wanted to show them at Star Wars Celebration. So instead of dropping at midnight my time, they dropped them at 9 p.m. And I was like, "Yo, I'm watching these like right now." And yeah, it ended up happening. I think I watched those episodes like twice that night, like both of them. So I ended up watching them, each one twice, and it was great. I loved it. But yeah, so of all these episodes, Josh, I know this might be a tough question, but which one was your favorite episode? I know it's probably easy to say maybe the last one, because that one is pretty. That one might be my favorite one, even though I enjoyed it all. But that one is great, dude. I also like 5 a lot though too, but
I don't know if I could pick just one episode because like I enjoy moments from each episode. Like so there's great moments in every single episode that I like. So it's really hard for me to pick just like one. Right? Yeah. Like I really enjoy seeing, a new planet with like Dayu. Like I liked being able to see that. I liked the shit that happens in episode 5, with Vader and stuff. And
Oh
But I
man.
also like
Speaking of
the
episode
duels and
5,
stuff that happen in 6. Like, there's so many moments from each episode. It's really hard for me to pick this one.
speaking of episode 5, dude, the Anakin Obi-Wan flashbacks. Oh my god, bro. That was, even though I will agree with people that Hayden looks a little too old in those flashbacks, part of me is like, yeah, he's a 40-year-old or 50, almost 50-year-old playing a, fucking 19-year-old, so he looks way too old. But the other side of me is like, I don't give a fuck, bro. We got Hayden Christensen back as Anakin Skywalker, dude. Like, shut your whore mouth, bro. Like, be happy that we're getting this, But I will say, I do kind of agree that they maybe should have maybe just touched them up a little bit in VFX, like, because again, he is a 40-year-old dude playing a 19-year-old, so they could have maybe softened up the wrinkles or whatever there a little bit. But at the end of the day, I really don't care about that much because we got Hayden Christensen playing Anakin Skywalker again, and seeing him and Ewan McGregor be Obi-Wan and Anakin again was something that I definitely wanted. Now, before this show came out, I was talking to people like, yo, I wish, I would love to see them in like their Clone Wars armor kind of stuff. Which I would have loved, obviously, live action Clone Wars armor, and I hope we do get that at some point down the line. But seeing them in their episode 2 style again was also really, really cool, because for the most part, people think of Anakin and Obi-Wan, they always think of like Revenge of the Sith or Clone Wars, right? But never really like the episode 2 style. So it'd be nice to, it was cool seeing them be that version of those characters again. So I did like that and appreciate that, especially since it was the 20th anniversary of episode 2, last month. But yeah, you're right. Each episode had its moments. Like, again, on speaking about Daiyu real quick, we had Tamura Morrison playing a fucking veteran clone, dude. That was cool. So dope. I love that, dude. It was so cool, man. And what's funny about this is that since I was at Celebration and Tem was there, they asked him, like, you do know that people want to see you play all these clones, right? So he knows. Tem is well aware that people want to see him play Captain Rex, Commander Cody again, and all these other. He could play literally any clone. So he knows, dude. He's well aware of this. So yeah, if we can bring him in as Rex and some of these other guys and some of the other shows, that'd be badass. But I did enjoy just seeing him as just some random clone 501st guy. But yeah, Daiyu was cool. It reminded me of like a Narsha Dock kind of place,
Yeah. We got a dinosaur bounty hunter guy.
Yeah, that guy was weird looking, man, but he was cool. Dude. I kind of dig that. A little bit more of an unusual design, right? Because he's not really a humanoid. He's a dinosaur, bro. So that was kind of cool.
It kind of made me think of a Trando a little bit, Trandoshan a little bit. But I was like, hey, look at that. Jake's gonna love this. We got there's a dinosaur Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, but each one definitely had its own thing. Like and then part 3, dude, when they're fucking, trying to hide from the Empire and they're taking a ride on dude's like hover speeder thing. And then like stormtroopers get on board and Obi-Wan kind of messes up calling her Leia, and you're like, oh shit, Obi-Wan, you messed up. But Leia's like quick on her feet and like picks up and kind of, comes up with a cover story really good. And then, dude, when that stormtrooper falls and he gets cut in half by the fucking gate, I'm like, yo, that's crazy, dude. So many good moments.
I was like, come on, you guys do it in the show, but you won't let us do it in video games. Come on, put it in video games.
What the hell's up with that, bro? Come on.
Killing me.
Fucking give me hoping for Jedi Survivor. They give us that thing we talked about, man. Like, even if it's just DLC, like
every time that happens, I've seen so many reactions now because I watch reactions a lot, and Daniel does too, I'm sure, especially for shows we love. Everybody's always like, he starts falling, and it's just like, oh, he's just gonna fall through that, and inevitably, when it gets cut in half, everybody goes, oh, like, because it's fucking. Everybody does it. I did it because I wasn't expecting it.
I mean, it was great. It was a cool little thing, which doesn't happen a lot in Star Wars these days. You don't really get to see limbs or things getting cut off anymore, man. Because as we saw in this show, a lot of things that they love doing is they love stabbing people through the gut, though, man. Let me tell you.
Straight up.
the fucking in the second episode, the Grand Inquisitor gets stabbed by Reva. And one of the things that I always thought was funny is people just crying and complaining about a show, about something that happens in a show when it isn't over yet. Like people, dude, throughout this entire show, never mind the fact that the racists are being racist against Moses Ingram and all the stupid shit that all these ignorant idiots say online. Just in terms of story stuff, like again, the Grand Inquisitor getting stabbed. If you have watched Rebels and you know who this guy is, why would you ever, for a second, even think that he would be dead, even after seeing him get stabbed? You
Yeah.
think they're gonna? You think they're gonna like contradict themselves on the canon that has already been set up before? Like they know what they're doing here, and these people let them tell their story, dude. Like quit bitching about something that isn't even over yet. That's kind of what I had. Like I remember I tweeted about it at one point, man, because I was just tired of people bitching about the dumbest stuff with this show, dude. I'm just
Yeah.
like, you guys need to stop. Like this show doesn't contradict anything. Like if you
Like,
go
come on, dude. Like, come on. Like, you
and
can't
then
be acting like
that
that.
just that
You
always
know?
gets me, dude. Is that people just like the show isn't over yet. Let it tell its story and let them. And then ultimately, guess what? They fully explained everything that people were curious about, right? And we're wondering, like, oh, how did he, how did he not die? How is he still alive? How he got stabbed? How is he? And he
It
says, like, revenge is a powerful,
it happens all the
is a
time.
powerful tool to keep you alive, and it really does. Like Maul got cut in half, bro, and he still made it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fucking who else? There's so many other people. Fucking dude, Vader, bro, he got burnt. He got crisp, dude.
Yeah.
He got his legs cut off. He got his arm cut off, and he got burnt to a crisp. And that motherfucker, for the rage. I mean, literally, if you've seen Revenge of the Sith, you know this. Like, I don't know why people are questioning this. Like, Anakin's eyes, literally, he's talking to Obi-Wan, right? After he gets cut and he gets like dropped in the fucking lava. Homeboy literally says, "I hate you" to Obi-Wan, and his eyes shift from the normal color to the yellow red Sith color that we see. Like we know that this happens in Star Wars, and especially for Sith, dude. They're too angry. They're literally too angry to die. They are literally fucking Palpatine transferred his spirit, his essence to a fucking clone, bro. Like this happens all the time with Darksiders, bro. Kylo Ren gets stabbed in the gut in the Rise of Skywalker, dude. And and again, he still pulls it out till, I mean, he ends up dying ultimately, but he gets stabbed. So all these people that are like, yo, bitching about this stuff. It's like, dude, stop it. Stop it. We've had people survive in Star Wars all the time,
Yep. Even in the old canon, happens all the time.
Yeah.
Happens in the old canon.
Yeah.
Happens in the new canon.
Yeah. Katie in the chat brings up Boba Fett. Yeah, homie survived the Sarlacc pit, dude. Other people are gonna get digested for 1,000 years, but not him, dude. He's got his Beskar on, and he got out of there. We saw that happen in the Book of Boba, man.
It is fine if you do not like something. Like, it happens all the time. There's things I don't like, obviously.
Sure.
But that doesn't give you pass or reason to go out there and shit on everybody else that's having a good time. Being a racist asshole to an actor doing a job, that is not okay.
Well, that is
like,
never
there's a
right.
whole,
Yeah, no.
there's a whole lot of like none of that. Yeah, that's never okay. But you know what I'm getting at. Like, like none of that gives you pass to go and to be a fucking asshole to people or being a fucking dickweed on Twitter or on YouTube or on anywhere for that matter, in person, even. Like,
no.
You can be like critical of things as long as they're like valid criticisms. I have
for sure.
I have issues with a lot of things I watch on occasion. I'm sure DT does as well, but I'm not a fucking asshole about it.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't hate Reva, but she was only there for diversity, or she's only. Like they don't have like valid criticisms. They're just like, oh, I don't like her character. I don't like the character. Why don't you like the character? Because I'm a fucking racist. It's like, shut the hell up, dude. I actually really like their character, and let me tell you this: she lives, she survived, she survives the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I am very curious to see where they take her character from here because, and this is just me throwing stuff out there. So this is not nobody has said this, or this is just me saying it. This show, Obi-Wan Kenobi, takes place the same year that Jedi Survivor is going to be happening in.
Mm-hmm.
So, how cool will it be if we get Reva going from this show into the Jedi Survivor game?
That'd be cool.
Because it could happen, dude. Like if she meets up Cal Kestis and whatnot, like that'd be dope, dude.
Yeah.
Have her maybe join the team with Marin and everybody else in there. That would be cool, right? Like I said, it takes place the same year, so I'd be down to have Reva join the crew there. But yeah, I have a feeling like Reva is probably going to be more like, in my eyes, I don't know if they're going to end up doing this, but I feel like she might end up going down the Ahsoka route, where she kind of isn't a Jedi, but isn't really a dark side either.
Mm-hmm.
Dark side user, like she may have pull out the white lightsabers or whatever as well, and kind of just be like along that kind of route. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe they might do, but I don't know. That's the cool thing about having this new character is they could do anything, right?
Yeah.
They could do literally anything with this character, and we're all gonna be in suspense because we have no idea where she goes from this point.
One of the things we've talked about previously, I think with Rise of Skywalker, when we talked about at one point where it was like we were talking about characters dying, it's like, man, death is so final and you can't do anything with that character anymore, and it's just kind of like they could have done so much more with comics and books and other series, and then it's like here I feel like they did the right thing. She didn't die. What we're gonna get. She could show up in shows. She could show up in video games. She could show up in comics. She could show up in her own books. You know, like that. You got so much more to do with that character now.
They could even give her own spin-off show, man.
Exactly.
I'd be fine with that. I'd be up for that. Like I said, I like their character in the show, man. I don't really understand like people not liking her. I will say though, there was maybe some stuff in there that probably wasn't like what do you like at the end of in the last episode when she's going for Luke, like that was kind of like she didn't have to do that, right? Like she still went for it. Like I understand why they did it in the show because they need Obi-Wan to urgently go back to Tatooine to save Luke, right? Because that's his whole purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But like she didn't have to do that. But I get why they did it. Like in terms of story, but like they didn't have she didn't have to do that. So I can kind of understand it in that regard. But I really liked her character, man. I thought she was cool. I think like she had her own valid reasons for why she
liked her more. I liked her more in the latter half of the episodes, like from part 3 onwards. I liked the character a little bit more. In the first couple episodes, I didn't like her as much because I'm not supposed to, anyway. But first of all, like
she's inquisitive.
She's I don't know. I feel like a little bit of the writing could be a little bit better. In those couple of early episodes, I didn't like it as much. There's some lines in there that I felt were like, this seems weird, but I was like, oh, whatever, it's whatever, but like, it's fine.
I'm curious, which ones did you think were kind of weird?
Like, there's a moment where she, God, I can't remember the exact line.
Who's she talking to? Is she talking to Fifth Brother or Owen, or who's she talking to? Grand Inquisitor, maybe?
I don't know. It's like she's screaming like "find him" or something like that. There's something along those lines that I really remember from like one of the early episodes or something like that. That is like I didn't like. I was like it felt like it was like my niece being upset and angry at something like a child.
Is it the moment when Obi-Wan and Leia are escaping and then she's like pointing her lightsaber towards there and she's like, "You can't escape him, Obi-Wan." Is it that thing, or is it something else?
I don't think it was that one. Although there was a part there that bothered me, which is like you got a lightsaber swing, at least swing it at the door a little bit. But you know, there's some little like I said, it's nitpicky stuff. Like it's little small nitpicky stuff. That are my gripes. Like my biggest complaint, if I had one about this show, is like some of the editing in part 6 was a little confusing. Where it's like, we're here, we're going to hyperdrive, we're here on Tatooine, and the cutting back and forth, but I think it's supposed to happen a little bit later. in the timeline, but they've got it marked up against this other thing happening with Vader at the same time. That can get a little confusing to me, and that would be my biggest complaint. And even then, it's very tiny, and I realized that this is just an editing thing.
Yeah.
You got to fit it all in one episode. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, what they should have done is just made it longer. I feel like the finale.
Yeah, I agree. But no, I think Reva got better like from episode 3 onwards. And I didn't. It's not even
also,
like I hated her in those first couple episodes. There's just like a couple lines in there that bothered me.
Also, she's definitely one of the smarter villains we've had, like in recent, because she picks up on shit real quick, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like other people would have taken forever to figure that stuff out, but she like was knowing exactly where to go, where to be, who to talk to. Like she was doing it, man. Shit, she got fucking Flea and those other dudes to capture Leia, and then they had her until Obi-Wan went to go rescue her. You know, so
yeah.
she was doing her thing, man.
Also, we had Breaking Bad and Star Wars for like an episode. Kinda.
Yeah, dude.
We got to visit South Spice Lab.
hashtag Breaking Ben.
Yeah.
With the little meth lab in there on Dayu. Yeah, that was cool.
And on top of that, he even uses it later.
He used the spice, yeah.
Yeah, which cool.
By the way, that scene when he's on Dayu and he's talking to that girl that gives him the spice, that's Ewan McGregor's real life daughter.
Yeah, I heard that. I didn't realize it at the time, but I heard afterwards.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's so much good stuff.
The music was great, especially in part 6 when they face off and the music's my god.
They literally saved all that till the end. Because the Imperial March we didn't get till the end. The Force theme we didn't get till the end. Leia's theme we didn't get till the end. Fucking they saved the hello there until like when he says hello to Luke, right? Like they saved it all, man. They which is good because I guess they didn't blow their load early, right? They saved it till when it counted, when it mattered. So
do you have a favorite moment? Like just one moment above all others?
Oh man, that's a tough one, dude. Because there's so many good ones. I would say probably though the final confrontation between Vader and Obi-Wan.
I will say my favorite shot, just out of the whole series, favorite shot is Obi-Wan with all the rocks floating up behind him, and he's got the saber, and I'm like, that is a fully armed and operational Jedi Master right there, baby. I was like, yes.
He went full Avatar, baby.
It was so cool. I got chills. I still get chills if I watched it now because it's so cool. It's such a good moment.
It's so good, man. Because obviously we it takes a while for Obi-Wan to get to that point, right? Because we see him at the beginning, and he's this broken, sad old dude who's just trying to work a normal job and do stay undercover and not stay hidden, like as he says to Nari, right? Like, stay hidden, bury your lightsaber in the desert, forget about the Jedi, we lost, the war's over, but yeah, and then we kind of see him like gradually, like even when he's with Leia on Dayu, he doesn't trust anybody, right? And she's like, yo, dude, like if people are trying to help us, we should take their help, man. And he's like, nah, you can't trust everybody, and everybody's like that. And over the course of each episode, he kind of, like with Haja, he's you see him with him how wary he is, and not how kind of like untrustworthy he is. Because I mean, to be fair, Haja is kind of a sketchy dude when we see him pretending to be a Jedi and whatnot. And then over time he kind of gains trust for people, like with Tala and with Roken, and we see him go back to more of the General Kenobi that we kind of get to see in the Clone Wars, right? Like the Jedi that he was back in the Republic era, and not just this old sad broken dude who's just sad about Anakin and his failure and all that, right?
I read, by the way, little tangent about Kumail's character. The people that he's helping the first time when we see him.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
I read that the kid is a Horn, Coran Horn, right?
Yeah, Coran Horn, right? Yeah, I did read that also.
So if I don't know if that's
Which-
true. I read that it was, but I don't know if it actually is.
Also read that because the mother had his mother's name as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if that's true or not either. I did end up reading that. If it's true though, Corin Horn, for those of you who don't know, is a pretty big Jedi in the Legends stuff.
It was such a cool
Particularly-
character in the Legends, yeah.
Particularly in the like Luke Jedi Academy, post like Return of the Jedi kind of stuff. And he also was like an X-wing pilot and all that. But he's cool, man. He has like green Jedi robes and he's got like a green X-wing, I think. And
Mm-hmm.
he's a cool character. I think he has like a silver lightsaber too. Like he's a very interesting like Legends character. So if they ended up bringing him into canon again,
I thought it was
be cool,
neat.
man.
I was like, oh, it's a little seed. You may not see it for years, but maybe
Yeah.
one day you might see,
Yeah, because you never know. Maybe they'll bring him back for like the Ahsoka show or like during the Mandalorian era when he's like an older guy now, right? Like who knows?
Like
dude?
he was. I remember him being kind of like a. I feel like the fact that I remember him says how big that character was in the old canon, at
Yeah.
least to me. That's one of the reasons I was kind of sad when the old canon stuff obviously became old canon. Was like, oh, Karan's not gonna be around probably. Like they might not do nothing with him, but it looks like maybe they will. So I really hope that it's true that was him and his like mom there at the getting help by Haja. God, I blanked on his name earlier. Haja.
That'd be cool, man. Yeah, Haja. That'd be cool, man. That would be dope.
So I want that to be true. That's cool.
How'd you feel about fucking just Vader in general? Because this is a whole other thing that I want to talk about. Because I fucking love Vader's savagery and brutalness in the show, man. He is about as intense and badass as he's ever been, dude. Like he walks in, dude. We get to see him. Well, first of all, we see him in the back of the tank, for the first time. Because at the end of episode 2, we kind of get the Reva tells him that he's alive. Reva tells Obi-Wan that he's alive, and he thinks about Anakin, and we get to see him, going from Dayu to Mustafar, and we see him in the back of the tank, and he opens his eyes. We hear the breathing, and it's over. And then the next episode, we see him, getting put together, the chest piece and just everything, like, gets his arms put on and all that shit, right? And then, dude, when he just like, and then like you hear James Earl Jones' voice, and you're like, oh my god, it's amazing. Which, by the way, he sounds better here than he did in Rogue One because they're using the respeecher, whatever I think it's called respeecher, that they use for Luke in the Book of Boba Fett and all that stuff. So that's why he sounds more like he does in the movies as opposed to like, or the original trilogy as he does in like, Rogue One or Rebels. Because in Rogue One or Rebels, you can tell it's just James Earl Jones, but nowadays. But in this show, it's like, they use the respeecher, and he sounds just like he would in the original trilogy, which is fucking amazing. But yeah, man, dude, when he like walks in on Mapuzo, and he's like dragging people through the streets, and he like snaps some kid's neck and like force chokes another dude. You're like, dude, it is wild, dude.
Fucking dude,
And
when he lights up Obi-Wan on fucking fire and like dragging him around, I was like,
he's like,
they let that camera linger on it for like to the point where it's uncomfortable. Like, okay, I get it, I get the point. Okay.
He's like, yo, you burnt me 10 years ago. It's your turn now, buddy. He drags his ass in the fire, man. And he gets pretty burnt from that, dude. Like, Obi-Wan's got to take a swim in the back of the tank because of that.
On the subject of Vader, I think I don't have a single knock on Vader in this show. Vader is Vader, like the whole way through to me.
It was perfection, dude. It was everything. It was everything we've always wanted, dude. From more Vader, like it was literally so good. Yeah, so that was cool. their first meeting on Mapuzo again. Because Obi-Wan's kind of like he's a little like I don't really want to fight this guy, you know. He's because Vader turns on his saber and he kind of just runs off. He runs away a little bit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vader's just going at him, dude. And Tala has to save Obi-Wan after getting burnt with Ned B. Which, by the way, Ned B, I like Ned B, man.
Mm-hmm.
Another droid that we haven't really talked about that's new to the show, and
he's a real one.
He was cool, man. He didn't talk at all, and but it was. I really enjoyed him and Tala, you know, like especially in those last moments they have together, like you see that bond that they had, and fucking Indira's acting in that scene kind of gets me, bro. I'm like, oh no, she has like this really sad like crying face. I'm like, oh no, she's about to die, bro. This is sad as fuck, man. And Ned B, like he pulls a K2SO and like shuts down, but before he does it, he like protects her and shields her with his body and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad as fuck, man.
That droid says everything it needs to with its body language, from holding the hammer behind its back, ready to fuck up some stormtroopers in the little path hideout, which we haven't even talked about yet, to that moment where he shields her. Like that droid says all it needs to with its body language alone. Which we get the little hideout for the path there, and everybody has it signed, and we get confirmation of like Quinlan.
Dude, the path stuff is so interesting with all the path, and then Quinlan Voss, and there's a bunch of other names that were mentioned. That all of those are like Jedi from Legends, as we mentioned with Corran Horn.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a bunch of other names that were mentioned that like that were from other previous like super like obscure like Legends stuff that you know they mentioned just Jedi from that stuff. So a few of those are Corwin Shelvey, Jin Atlas, Roganda Ismarin, Tiberius Anderlock. These are all Jedi names that were, you know, in Arabesh and in the walls that we got to see for the path. So all those names that I just mentioned, those are all like very obscure like Legends Jedi characters that appear in you know that are mentioned at least in there. And dude, when they mentioned Quinlan, I was like, bro, are we gonna actually see him? Dude, I would have loved to have seen Quinlan Voss. But the thing is, we don't actually know if he's still alive right now. The only thing we know is that he was at least active at some point during the path. So
what if he showed up as Jedi Survivor? That'd be cool.
I would love that, dude. I always honestly wanted to see him in this show though, because he and Obi-Wan were such homies, you know, like they were like buds, you know, back in the Clone Wars and even before that. So yeah, I was hoping we would see him, but yeah, I don't know. I hope he's still around, but eventually we all know he probably has to go out anyway. But what I'm saying is, I would like to know his fate. You know, because speaking of his fate, in episode 4 or part 4, we go to the Fortress Inquisitorius. Shout out to Jedi Fallen Order. Well, we get to see the fate of some other Jedi because they have them in like those, like I don't even know what the hell they are, like not even carbonite, but like these tubes of like it was like a prison or something where they just a bunch of dead Jedi that have been kind of preserved. It was kind of weird, dude, because they had like a youngling in there and like a bunch of other just like
it's horrifying.
You know, yeah, because of how preserved they are, dude. Like, like why do you need why are you gonna kill these Jedi and preserve them? Like, what's the purpose of keeping these guys so preserved, right? But
it was fun watching that episode because it's like I've been there in a video game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I've seen it before, type of deal. Since we've dealt with Inquisitors a lot in the past. What else is there?
Dude, fucking when in that same episode when they're rescuing them from the Fortress Inquisitorius,
Mhm.
it was so funny to me that nobody noticed that Leia was hiding under Obi-Wan's robes as they're walking through all of that. But
So
at the same time, I'm like, I kind of get it because everybody's panicking because there's a,
and they're
well, not
looking
panicking, but
up.
yeah,
They're looking
everybody's like,
straight.
everybody knows that somehow that the fortress is under some kind of infiltration, right? So
Mhm.
they're all kind of running and trying to do their job. But it's like, dude, how do you guys not notice like that? You guys not notice that?
But
And obviously, it isn't until Reva shows up and the purse troopers are like, all right,
I'll tell you, I'll tell you what I thought that whole scene and why it made me laugh. And it's not because I'm like I don't believe this. Is like I don't. It didn't bother me that much. But the whole time I watched it, all I could think of is the scene with Austin Powers and Mini Me in
oh
Gold
my
Member
god,
when they're in the fucking coat. When they're in the fucking coat, I was like, that's all
Yeah.
that was in my mind. Is all like I'm like all I can see is this. He's making me laugh. But yeah, I didn't hate. It struck me as odd, sure, but I didn't hate it. Like it didn't take me out of it.
no, yeah, I get you. It didn't for me either. I just thought it was funny. Like, yo, like I get that all this is going around, but nobody notices this until Reva shows up. Which I mean, it's fine. By the way, speaking of the purse troopers, I like the Phase 2 purse trooper armor. It looks pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously the Phase 1 is kind of what we see in the Jedi Fallen Order and all that. Which
First
those
troopers
guys are cool
dope
too.
looking, dude. Like they're cool.
I always say this, but literally every single variation of the Stormtrooper is badass. Like there is no version of the Stormtrooper that I'm like, that looks shitty. Like they all look cool, man. Even though they don't all do cool stuff or anything like that, they all look really cool, man. And then another thing about Part 4, at the end when they're getting rescued, we get to see fucking T-47 airspeeders again, dude. That was so cool, man. And then shout out to Wade, bro. He died a hero, man.
Yeah, pouring out for Wade.
Poor Wade, man. Poor Wade. But Sully Stark made it, which was the girl, the woman who made it out. And she was pretty cool, even though she was a minor character. It was just cool seeing like I like getting to see like some of the the people that are part of these resistances and rebellions that are just would be like the grunts, I suppose, or whatever, right?
They're
Or
just the
pilots
person
or whatever.
fighting, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just
But
fighting.
like she
That's
lost her
the way
homie Wade, bro. Like, or so it's like that sucks, man. But yeah, that was cool.
He
And then
went out
again,
like a
Roken,
G
man,
though.
he was
He's
great.
so cool.
Yeah, Another cool thing is I love Jabeam, dude. Jabeam is a planet that I would have been wanting in Star Wars for a long time in canon. We didn't really get to see like its full potential because what I always think of Jabeam is there was these old Legends comics called the Star Wars Republic comics, and there's actually a big ass battle during the Clone Wars on Jabeam where it's like raining and there's like AT-ATs and shit. Like I would have loved to have seen that, but it's so cool that Jabeam is canon. But yeah, if you guys don't know, look up Star Wars Republic comics, Battle of Jabeam. One of the coolest fucking like Legends, like Clone Wars battles, in my opinion. It's so fucking cool. It was such a crazy battle during the Clone Wars. But anyway, I'm glad we got Jabeam. Roken was really cool. I kind of thought I was thinking that maybe he was gonna be like a part of like Saul Guerrera's like partisans or something, Like maybe they were gonna be one of those like a part of that group, kind of. But they were just the path. They were helping Force sensitives and Jedi and all that. But yeah. What else is there to talk about? I'm trying to like we were Tala. I mean, she was great. I loved her. Ned B, great. Roken, all the side characters. The siege of Jabim on part 5 at the beginning when they're all trying to barge through the doors and all the purge troopers and stormtroopers and Reva come down and then like you get to see more of Vader's fury, dude, as he like, dude, Vader pulled some Force Unleashed shit in this episode, man. He
Straight up.
literally like stopped the ship from coming from the sky and everything. It was amazing. It was, again, just everything you could want from Vader in live action that we've always seen in the shows and the comics, or in the games and the comics and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was incredible, man. It was incredible. I love seeing him just do his thing. And then like when he fights Reva, dude, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was just, she tried, but we all know.
It's like when you're playing a fighting game with your dad and you're a little kid or something. You're playing Street Fighter, right? And he's holding back because it's it's your dad, and he's taking mercy on you. But then there comes that point where he's like, you know what, this kid needs to learn. So he stops playing around and just beats your ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was that kind of a moment where Vader's like, all right, it's time to teach you a lesson, punk. And he doesn't even use his own saber, and he just uses the Force and takes her saber and like.
He's the Force and her saber, and he does some like little like Force push your saber this way, push you back that way, pull your saber and kick you and all this kind of. It was really cool, man. It was really, really dope. And then throughout all this, of course, we could see more of Reva's backstory and her talking to Obi-Wan and her motivations and all that, why she does the things she's doing. And he figures out like, yo, you're not working with him or for him. You're hunting him, And yeah, that's where kind of the true intentions are revealed and all that. But yeah, I really liked part 5, man. Just again, I go back to the flashbacks of Padawan Obi-Wan and Jedi, or Padawan Anakin with Jedi Knight Obi-Wan. It was just incredible. Yeah, I really liked part 5 a lot. And then obviously we get to see the return of the Grand Inquisitor, like, yo, bitch, I ain't dead. You stabbed me, but revenge is a powerful, powerful tool that makes you want to stay alive. But I guess we can talk about the finale, man. Let's
let's do it.
The good stuff. So we start off with the Star Destroyer chasing their ship. Well, actually, I guess before that, we can see Reva arriving on Tatooine, trying to find Owen. But then after that, we go to the Star Destroyer chasing the ship in space. And yeah. They're it's kind of a little bit of a Last Jedi situation where you're like they're being chased in space and they need kind of a distraction to get out of it. And Obi-Wan's like, yo, dude, I am a Jedi. You guys have been protecting Jedi for 10 years now. Let me return the favor, right? Let me be the Jedi that you guys know that I am, or think that I am, right? So he does that, and yeah, it's really, really cool seeing him just go back to his old ways, right? And just kind of like take charge, and he has Lola with him, and they go off and the distraction, and of course Vader wants to chase his ass down because the Grand Inquisitor's like, yo, this is our chance to stomp out this group of insurgents and rebels. Like we shouldn't let him go away. But what the Inquisitor doesn't know is that Vader doesn't give a fuck about anything he has to say, and he's like, "Dude, this is no ordinary Jedi. This is Obi-Wan. Like I've been thinking about this motherfucker for 10 years. I'm not gonna let him get away." So he orders them to follow him, and he takes up his own shuttle to chase him down to the planet, which I don't even know what planet that is. The one where they end up on. I don't know if we ever actually got a name for that, right?
I don't remember it having did it have a name? I don't know.
I don't remember it having one.
I'm gonna Google.
Yeah.
There might be something that wasn't said in the episode, maybe. I bet they'll come out with like a making of. What do you call those making ofs that they do? They
Oh
might
yeah,
talk about it.
like they've done for Book of Boba and Mandalorian. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope so. I would love to see that for this show.
Yeah, me too.
Like the gallery episodes. Yeah, that'd be great. I don't think it has a planet. I think it's just I'm just seeing it referred to as a barren moon for now.
Got it.
Also, you know how we were talking about Corin Horn?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, they don't mention his name in the actual episode, but the name appears in the credits.
Ah.
So his name, he is named Corin. They just never mentioned it
Well,
in the
look at
show.
that. He
So
exists.
that probably was Corin Horn, dude.
That's pretty cool. That's a deep cut too. I love it. Love
Yeah.
it.
That's pretty badass, man.
Also,
I love
I'm
that
sorry.
also.
Baby keeps barking because it's thundering like crazy. So I keep muting.
But yeah, so we see Vader arrive on the moon. And he confronts Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan's like, "Yo, I'm here to do it this time. Last time you got the best of me because I wasn't wanting to fight you, but now I'm ready." Because he realizes that this is gonna end here, or he wants it to end.
Obi-Wan's like, look, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum. I'm all out of bubble gum.
I'm all out of gum. Yeah, he says, "I will do what I must," like he did back like he did 10 years ago on Mustafar, man. It was great. But yeah, they have their fucking amazing fucking confrontation and fight, and it's not only a good fight, but it's a good like emotional fight too. Like they, it's a lot of emotions going on there, man. And then throughout this, we also see Reva trying to hunt down Luke while Baru and Owen are defending him. And what I love about this is that not once does Luke see the lightsaber, because he shouldn't. There is no way that he should see this lightsaber, because in A New Hope, clearly he sees that thing and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" Right? So there's no way that he should see that, and I'm glad he doesn't. So again, like how we mentioned earlier, people crying about them, not respecting the canon or whatever. Yes, they do. You just need to wait for them to, finish the story and not cry about it before it's all out.
Owen and Baru have some of my favorite moments in this
Dude,
last episode.
they went all out, man. They really like Baru was like, "Yo, it's just gonna be me and you. We don't need to bring anybody else into this." She
Baru's
pulls
like,
out
"Look,
a rifle, dude.
I got guns. Let's go."
Yeah, man. She pulls out the rifles and she's ready to go, dude. And Owen, even though Reva's kind of hurt and stuff, he beats her up a little bit.
He's one of one of my favorite exchanges is like, you love him like he's your own, and Owen's like, he is my own. I was like, fuck yes, dude. I love that. I was like, oh
yeah, he's his own.
So good.
Yeah, that was cool. I agree. Yeah, I really like Joel Edgerton as Owen, man. He's good. Like
he's great.
Even his line to Obi-Wan, he's like, "You trained his father," he's talking about Anakin. Like that's like, oh man, sick burn, dude. But yeah, it was interesting going back and forth between Tatooine and that moon, where that you have the two fights going on. But yeah, that whole Obi-Wan Vader fight, dude, like your strength has returned, but the weakness still remains. And he like fucking, dude, when they just like throw rocks at each other, and Vader like does like a force thing on the ground where he cracks the floor open and he like falls in, and you see this cool ass shot where Vader's looking down at him and like, yeah, oh, he has the high ground now,
That's why you will always lose. I love how much they use the Force actually, in these, not just in that scene, but just in the entire series. Like they use the Force quite a bit. So I was like, it makes sense. They've gotten older and things like that. You would lean on it a little more to help support you, right, in a fight. So I like it.
Dude, when Obi-Wan's force pushing Vader around, like, dude, nobody handles Vader like this, dude. Nobody, bro. It was crazy to see Vader just getting tossed around like that. Because nobody doing that to him, man. Nobody but Obi-Wan. And I guess Starkiller from Force Unleashed, but that's a whole different story. He was overpowered, but anyway. And no longer canon. But it'd be cool if they brought him back. I know that years ago they were thinking about bringing him back as an Inquisitor for Rebels, but they just didn't end up doing it.
So I
I mean, if you,
read
if,
they might show up in Jedi Survivor. I saw some people were speculating. Well, what if that's Starkiller in there somewhere? What if he's in there?
I mean, I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine. The only problem is I just know that the second they bring him back, they're gonna have to nerf him a bit because Starkiller was way too of an overpowered character.
Oh
And you
yeah,
know what?
absolutely.
Sam Witwer says this. Like he says this that was the whole purpose of the game. That's why it's called the Force Unleashed because you're playing this overpowered ass character. Like it
Mm-hmm.
was never meant to be like, like it was just supposed to be a fun thing of like, yo, this is the Force at its max, right? Like this is
Mm-hmm.
you're an overpowered ass Force user. Like, so if they brought him back into canon, they're definitely gonna have to nerf his ass. And I can already see everybody getting all butthurt about it, dude. But like, he has to get overpowered. There's no way that they're bringing in a super overpowered ass character like that into canon. It just can't happen. So, but anyway, I'd be down because Sam Witwer's a cool dude, man. We need to bring him back, man.
Agreed.
Bring back Starkiller. I know he's Palpatine and Maul, but like, bring back Starkiller, man. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, seeing their fight, man, like they're throwing rocks at each other and stuff, and it's just, man, it's so good. It's so good. And like you said, when Obi-Wan goes full Avatar and starts throwing all the rocks at him and like pulls him up with the Force and everything, oh, dude, such a hype moment for me. Like, I want to see a YouTube video where somebody edits all of their fights together. Like you have the Revenge of the Sith one on Mustafar,
Oh yeah.
the one from this show on the moon, and then like the one in A New Hope, and just have them all together. You just watch them all back to back. Oh, that'd be great.
Man, the one on
But
Mustafar is so like large and epic. I mean, the one here
yeah,
is it's epic, but it's more intimate in ways. Like it's so much. It's not as grand and open. It's small and intimate, and
yeah.
it's honestly, if I had to pick, I might like this one a little bit more than the Mustafar fight because I really like the use of the Force and the rocks and everything getting thrown around.
And like Obi-Wan really like is you see the pain in Ewan McGregor's face, man, when he's crying about Anakin. He's like, I'm sorry, Anakin, for all of it,
Mm-hmm.
And like he's had to watch this dude. He's been through this now twice, through Mustafar and now this situation again. It's like the same thing happening all over again. And guess what? Obi-Wan could have killed him both times. Both times Obi-Wan could have killed Anakin, but it's Anakin, so he can't do it, man. So he leaves him there, And I really like how at the end before he leaves, he's like, "Goodbye, Darth." Because he's like, "You didn't," because Vader's like, Anakin Skywalker, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did.
Mm-hmm.
So then my friend is truly gone. Like that whole thing was just, man. And I was expecting him to pop his helmet, off, the whole fight because I'm like, it has to happen. Like it's gonna happen, dude. Like there's no way you bring Hayden back if you don't do that. So yeah, it was so cool. And I like the cinematography and the lighting in that scene because like it starts off as blue, right? Like with Obi-Wan's saber, and then like as he like kind of switches from like Anakin to Vader, it goes full red, and it's like, oh, it's just chef's kiss, dude. It's beautiful. It's so well done that scene in that moment. Um, but yeah, you just feel for Obi-Wan, man, because he had to go through this again, man. And you see the pain, and yeah, it's rough. But I love that confrontation and that fight and that whole thing. It's so well done, so good. It was everything I wanted it to be, man. It was so well done. And then, of course, back on Tatooine, we have Reva chasing Luke. She kind of knocks him unconscious by like knocking off some of the rocks he's trying to climb or whatever. And then Obi-Wan kind of senses this and is like, "Oh shit, Luke is in danger. I need to haul ass back." So he hyper speeds, light speeds himself back to Tatooine. He finds Owen and Beru. They don't know where Luke is. And then Obi-Wan's like, "Yo, we need to search the Dune Sea or whatever, right?" Or I forget what he says, but he says something like, "You need to go search this area." But then Reva comes walking in with Luke, and all I could think of in that moment was, man, that has to like we know that Luke is obviously fine as viewers, right? Like we know Luke is alive because there's no way they kill him off, but all I could think of was in universe how Obi-Wan, Owen, and Beru must have felt to just see her walking with unconscious Luke, like just carrying his ass back to his homestead. Like, what would you even like? That must have been hell of a feeling to see that, But then he wakes up, and then Beru and Owen go, obviously go towards Luke, and Obi-Wan has a chat with Reva, and we get to see you could have become Vader, but you didn't because you spared his son. Like you did the right thing and not doing this. You redeemed yourself.
Mhm.
So I like how that was done. I actually I really like that. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing her character and other stuff. And yeah, I really like the show, man. And that's not even the end of it too, because like we get to see Vader go back to Mustafar in his castle, which by the way, always cool to see that. And not only that, but we get Palpatine, dude. We get a Palpatine cameo, man. Ian McDiarmid comes back, bro. As Poe Dameron would say, somehow Palpatine has returned, and it was amazing. I loved it. As opposed to we're in the Rise of Skywalker, I'm like, we don't need that in that movie, but here it makes all the sense for him
Yeah.
to show up. So it was cool seeing him, and I noticed they made the makeup and all that stuff look like he did in Return of the Jedi. So I appreciated that. They made him look more like that, so that was cool. Um, but yeah. Well, we get to see Leia go back to Alderaan, and she's kind of getting all dressed up. And Brea's like, "What the hell are you wearing?" And Leia has like the gun holster, and like she's got the boots on. She's a little rebel now, man. She's been through some shit, right?
Mhm.
Not only is she a princess, but she's a rebel now, man. And I just love seeing her talk to Bale, dude. Like her, Bale, and Brea, like that whole parent daughter relationship is so cool. I love seeing that. And then she's like, "Oh, what now, father? Like, are we more cousins?" He's like, "Nope, not this time." And it's just Obi-Wan, and she gets all excited, but then gets even more excited when Lola pops out, and she's like, I just love like one of the most emotional things in this entire show for me was Obi-Wan and Leia whenever they talk about Padme and Anakin and all that. When he talks to her about the parent or the gifts that she has and the qualities that she received from Anakin and Padme, and like Leia's theme is playing in the background, I'm like, oh, feels, dude, such a good moment. And then like the Force theme is playing, and Obi-Wan heads back to Tatooine. Oh, so good, dude. So good. But yeah, the Imperial March plays after Vader talks to Palpatine. I forgot to mention that. And then the hello there, dude. When Owen's like, "Yo, you wanna meet Luke?" And he meets Luke, and he says hello there, and it's so perfect because he sounds like Alec Guinness. Hello there. Like he tries to sound as Alec Guinness as he can, and it works out so
Mhm.
well. And then the thing that I wanted from episode 1 happens right at the end. We get fucking Force Ghost Qui-Gon Jinn. Liam Neeson's back. And again, you can tell he's kind of a little bit older, but I don't give a fuck. It's Qui-Gon Jinn again, dude. And it was so cool to see because I've been wanting to see that since the first episode. But I loved it, man. I feel like I've been talking too much, man. I just really enjoyed the
No,
show, man. I really liked it. It was it
we
was it was
we
everything I
both talked
wanted.
quite a bit about the show. Like I enjoyed it a lot. I really don't have a whole lot more to say other than like, do you want a season 2? Do you want them to just keep telling the
So
stories, or how you
so
feeling
here's
on
the
that?
thing. So here's the thing. Before I get into that, this show gave me almost everything I wanted. The only thing I maybe would have liked to have seen is maybe some like reference or mention of like Satine, maybe.
Mhm.
And then like I would have loved to have seen like maybe Padme in a flashback or something, like Natalie Portman kind of make a comeback since they mentioned her a few times. But in terms of season 2, So the original writer uh had so for those of you who don't know, this series was supposed to be originally a movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what was just revealed not long ago is that, or I guess earlier today, I guess, is that the original writer had planned the movie for uh or originally outlined them for a film trilogy. So there's going to be 3 Obi-Wan movies. But then obviously they turned it into a show. So if they wanted to do a season 2, which by the way, I would be down for because I love Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. You guys know he's my favorite character, so I'm always up for more Obi-Wan. They could incorporate some of that into a season 2. Now, that being said, while I would love to see a season 2, I don't necessarily think we need it. I'd be fine if this is just because I think the way this
Mm-hmm.
ends is kind of perfect. It just as a limited series, you know.
Yeah.
But I would obviously, obviously, if you're gonna give me more Obi-Wan, I'm always gonna be here for it. So if they give me a season 2, I'll be here, man, and ready and excited for it.
I'm the
But
same.
I don't need it.
As long as they have a good story idea, I'm down for
Yeah.
season 2. But I think this ended so well that you don't necessarily need one. So yeah, I'm the same.
Now, if they did do a season 2, I would love to see like Qui-Gon be an actual character, like have him kind of teach Obi-Wan how to, become one with the Force as he does in the original trilogy after he dies. So I'd love to see kind of maybe more of that, and then there's other things you can do with it, but yeah, while I don't need it, I would obviously love it. So yeah, I'm all for it.
All right.
But yeah, I think that'll do it on our Obi-Wan discussion. We kind of went through it all. Obviously, not everything in super detail, but we kind of went over some stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I really enjoyed this, man. I can't wait for the next one, which will be Andor in August. But yeah, and then we'll have Bad Batch and season 2 and Tales of the Jedi, which we'll talk about as well. But yeah, that'll do it for today, man.
All
So I hope
right.
you guys had fun joining us on this discussion here.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week, which will be July now. Shit, we're done with June, man. Look at that.
We are.
We're halfway done with the year, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it over to DT's goodbye screen, and we can wrap her up. So, you're up, DT.
All right. Thanks for joining, guys. We appreciate you all hanging out here. Coming up for me on stream, I'm gonna be finishing up Greedfall, hopefully within the next week. And then after that, I'm gonna be playing the TMNT Shredder's Revenge story, which I could probably do in one stream if I think. And then after that, I'm gonna be playing The Quarry. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, I'll be playing The Quarry. And then when we're done with The Quarry, we have Elden Ring. So those are all my upcoming games. Stay tuned. Also, this Friday, I have a special stream that I will be doing. I will let you guys know more details on the Discord and on Twitter and all that. I need to find out more details myself, but I will be doing a special stream on Friday. It is for a good cause, so definitely come join me there for that. Like I said, I'll give you guys more details when I learn more, but it'll be happening this Friday the 1st, so stay tuned. But other than that, that's gonna be it for me, guys. I will see you all later. So hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for checking out the show. Thank you all for being here with us. I know the world's a little crazy out there right now, so I hope we were able to distract you for 3 hours and with our Obi-Wan, Star Wars news discussions and stuff like that. I don't have any plans for anything. I'm just gonna keep making dice, posting them on Instagram. So make sure to follow the 902 Dice Creations Instagram if you're interested in seeing photos or videos of the dice I create. Etsy shop coming soon. Just building up my stock till I can get it open and stuff like that. Until then, we will see you all next time. Bye-bye, guys.
Well, bye. See you later.